That was during the heat of the coronavirus pandemic in Liberia. When we had the 3 p.m. curfew, Moses Carter said, you go inside, the police will use the rat and will use the rat and come after you and will whip you for you to go inside because people don't understand authorities, people don't understand power, people don't understand instructions according to the LMP spokesperson at the time. So at the rat when bring the attire talking and you go inside, you that counts as so corona can catch you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, folks. Good morning. It's a beautiful Monday morning, though it's wet, it's raining. According to BBC Weather, we should expect thundery showers all across the country. We'll give you the full weather forecast in details later on. But I'd love to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever it is you're watching us from. Those of you watching Spoon TV live, good morning across Liberia. So, is the minister a matter? That is first grade science. Say matter is anything that can occupy space and got weight. Emmanuel, if I'm not wrong with my elementary definition, that is what they taught us back then. That matter is anything that can occupy space and has got weight, right?
Anything that has weight and occupy space.
Good. So it's the minister. We'll tell you about which minister we're talking about. But is the minister just a matter? He just there occupying space and he got weight, but there's nothing else we can see or hear this particular minister doing. We see another person more like the minister acting in his stead. We'll talk about that a little bit. We're concerned. We want to know, where is the minister? Or he not tend to matter. He just occupy his space in that particular office. Okay. So 11 chiefs, according to a politician, 11 chiefs died out of frustration. Battleground has been, the battle lines have been drawn in Bong County. Battleground Bong. Eastern Nana, we're hearing all kinds of revelations and claims and conduct like a county. Though it's part of Liberia, but I know a whole special interest to you. So according to a politician, 11 chiefs died due to the action of a particular politician. Hold on, we'll tell you all about this on the show. I'm just giving you a teaser, just giving you a gist about what will be going on this morning. So the price of rice is skyrocketing. There's no secret. We all do know now. The price of rice is between 18 to 20 USD. Some places 21 to 22. I was with a colleague of mine a couple of days ago, and somebody called him from another county and was asking him, "Can you please buy me rice?" I was saying the money, then you send it by car to me because the price here is so high, and I prefer to do that. It's not a strange thing though for people to do that, but it's now becoming like, everybody's trying to find some way, somehow, that they can pay far less for the price of for a bag of rice than it is being sold in their communities or their counties. But in Monrovia, from our survey, rice is now being sold for at least the minimum you pay is $17.55, up to $20 some places right here in Montserrado County. Talk about other counties as well, but we'll talk about that later on. But what has the government said? We heard a statement from a government official, and I want to say tie your waist, tie your belt. Yeah, external factors and internal factors have affected the price of rice. We haven't released any new price of rice, according to the government official. We'll talk about that as well. They coming again. You know that song? I'm not a good singer.
From the suffrage.
Okay, they coming again.
They're coming again.
They coming again. They coming again. And this time, those that are coming, not only new students that are fighting for admission.
Yeah.
They got some expelled students. Some unsuccessful candidates.
Yeah.
Some candidates who were occupying the position before they were attending school.
Yeah.
They
performed testimony.
And then they were expelled by the school and said, "Look, my man, you just get this so F. So we can make it with you. Go try a look at different school." Now they're coming again in different forms, shapes, guises, from different places.
Yes.
They're coming again from all angles. We'll be talking about those that are coming again. Some of them missing the offices. So well, in our office time, the traffic can hold me opposite Power Suite, man.
Power is certainly
Power Suite. You know when I got my first taste of power and power being sweet?
Tell me.
When I got assigned to the president. That is when I realized that power, that thing called power, power is very juicy.
Very sweet.
You know why I realized that? We went bombing or another county, and I took my personal vehicle and I got left behind.
Okay.
The convoy left me behind. So I'm thinking, how do I get to Douala? My whole mindset is on how do I get to Douala, because when you're in the convoy, no traffic.
Yeah.
You know, it can be looking at Moses, how you hear the Israelites, according to the Bible,
the Red Sea.
Amen. How you can be looking, yes, castle. You just go with I said, imagine just for convoy to leave me behind. I started feeling that kind of way, like, oh, I missed the convoy. By this time now,
I should have been way ahead.
Then imagine those who enjoy more than convoy. They enjoy DSAs, they enjoy gas slips, they enjoy scratch cards, they enjoy their rents being paid, they enjoy so much
many
more
amenities coming along.
The reason most of them won't come back.
You have some gifts and not coming along. Just to befriend you, people give you gifts.
Give you gifts. People come to you to facilitate meetings. You get percentages in things. You big boy, duty free. So when they sit back in that little corner and look at their money enjoy and say, "Che, we need to come back." But you coming back for the right reason? That is the question.
That's the question.
That is the question. Yeah, they come here again. All right, so how did we perform in the 2023 State Department Trafficking in Persons report? We'll be telling you all about that on the show. So those are just gists of what we'll be talking about later on the program. But we'll do a surprise thing on the show this morning. It's not planned. It has not been announced, but it has been planned, but it has not been announced. Just to get a feel, of what the waters will be like. We'll talk about that later on the show as well. So once again, folks, you're welcome. This is the Today Show on Spoon FM and Super FM. My name is Diamond Slanger. Your name, sir?
My name is Emmanuel Paulin David.
Emmanuel Paulin David, the boy with the new age. Brand new.
New age, new grace, new face.
So you did enjoy your birthday, eh?
Yes. I have a relaxation home, from spend my entire time home. I had a little time with my mother, because she deserved it. Other people, they aborted their ass, but she kept hers, and then she brought forth a high boy. During the time back coming up as a kid, very high-headed, stubborn, and very funny as well. And she stood the test of time, giving me education. So
I bet she's very proud of you.
Yeah, certainly.
She's very proud of you.
She is Mother Rebecca David. Okay. Mother Rebecca David.
Thank you for the good job. Thank you for the good job. You have a good son, and I know you're proud of him as well. Good sons always bring pride to their families.
Sure enough.
All right, folks. So we have 113 days till we go to the polls in our country on October 10, 2023 to vote for president, vice president. Yes, we do vote for president and vice president. The president and the vice president are elected on the same ballot, the same number of votes. So you vote for president and vice president. We'll be voting for senators, 15 senators, and 73 representatives as well. So it's not an easy thing. That's why people coming again. They come in. Seeing some areas, you see some kind of project just spring up, boop, all of a sudden trying to do
cosmetic 4G project.
Try. People now, the politicians at this dying minute, they become the most kind people, the kindest people. Right now they can swallow most of the things and they'll be willing to give out a lot.
Dama, I call it the stoppage time.
Okay.
This is the stoppage time. When you're playing football game, when you're approaching the dying minute, that is stoppage time.
You throw everything at your opponent, including the kitchen sink. And so we have 113 days to our general and presidential elections in our country. It's heating up. Now we're seeing an increase in political engagements. We're seeing an increase in rallies. We see cross-county tours, people moving here and there. Everybody's trying to engage, not in a campaign form and manner, but in a way that they want to be as close as possible to the electorate. So we see county tours, we're seeing people doing community engagements, we're seeing petitioning and all sorts of things happening. We're seeing projects springing up here and there. And we also have seen increased activities in the political transfer window.
Sure enough.
People cross-carpeting.
alignment and realignment.
We'll see people jumping the boat. We'll see people climbing on another ship. All sorts of things, We'll see them as we approach elections. Talking about day number, today is day number 170 in this calendar year. And after today, we'll be left with 195 days remaining in the calendar year 2023. So once again, folks, you welcome to the Today Show. On the lineup, we have the Day Up segment. We also have trending issues, a review of the local dailies, as well as bring you some foreign stories. At 9 a.m. this morning, we'll play host to former Deputy Internal Affairs Minister, former Representative Nimba County District Number 9, Martinoke Timba, is going to be joining us. Honorable Martinoke Timba is going to be joining us on the show at 9 a.m. this morning, talking about coming again. He's one of those who's wanting to make a comeback. So he's going to be telling us why the people should repose trust in him again. Why should he be re-elected? And we'll also be talking on other trending national issues as well. That's at 9 a.m. this morning on the show. So let's bring you the full weather forecast, and we'll greet most of our folks watching us as well. But let's bring you the weather forecast for Liberia today, according to BBC Weather. So it's already raining.
Yeah.
It's raining cats and dogs. And according to BBC Weather, we should expect thundery showers and a gentle breeze. So though it's going to be thundering, we should expect thundery showers, but we shouldn't expect, very strong winds as well. We should expect gentle breeze to accompany the thundery showers at 8 a.m. this morning up until 6 p.m. this evening. According to BBC Weather, we have clear skies, but thundery showers throughout these hours from 8 a.m. up to 6 p.m. At 7 p.m. tonight up to 8 p.m. Thundery showers still continues, but then the rain subsides at 9 p.m. up until 11 p.m. tonight. So there you have it. You go and get your umbrella. That's one thing.
Yeah,
it's difficult for me to purchase
umbrella. But you don't use others.
Yeah, but I not really. I have jackets.
Okay.
But I've been able to buy one with a heavy hat. I bought one on Thursday.
With a heavy hat.
With a heavy hat.
People usually don't like carrying umbrella because some of them forget about it. Yes, it's just like a walking stick. At times you leave it, and then you don't think that you have umbrella before, and then as soon as you reach at that moment that you need to use the umbrella, then boop. I left my umbrella.
People second kidnap people umbrellas. You put an umbrella down, somebody will come and take it. So I've not really been a fan of purchasing umbrellas, but I've been able to get one now. Congratulations to me. So humidity is at 94% according to BBC Weather, and visibility is going to be moderate as well. So there you have it for the weather forecast. All you need to do is to make sure you go out there with your rain gears, whether your raincoat, your rain boots, or whatever it is. Go out there so that you can protect yourselves from the elements. All right, so there you have it. Let's go to money quickly and see what the Central Bank of Liberia says concerning the USD rate, though we hear and do see that the rate is skyrocketing, is free falling, if you want to put it that way. Outside of the central banks, rate that they do set, though they say the rate is not set by them, they just put it up. They do surveys and all of that. If you come outside, Emmanuel, people exchanging money in the least exchange rate you see is 174. It's on 174 to 181. So I did see the rate of 181. So this is serious. And as we get more Liberian dollars being thrown into the market, especially that we're approaching elections time, we should expect the rate to, if the government now doesn't do anything in the last days of leading up to elections to make sure that they do some sort of mop-up exercise or some kind of way to control the rate, I'll foresee us going to 210, 250, 220.
Sure enough, and it is greatly affecting the market. It is greatly affecting the market, and something needs to be done. As you said initially, if care is not taken by the appropriate authority, I think we will certainly hit 200. And hitting 200, it will not be a very good thing for our country, especially for the business community. It will certainly not be a good thing. So I think it's about time that mechanism being put in place, do the rightful strategizing of things to have the rate to a very normal stage.
We'll see a lot of influx of Liberian dollars.
Yeah.
We're approaching the heightened point of political activities in our country. We'll see a lot of money, being influx. We'll also see investors withdrawing to some extent. We'll see business people, sitting on the fence and not wanting to put in a lot of investment or cash to be circulating in the country. So we'll see the scarcity of USD. Because most of the business owners will start to hold back on their USD. Even ordinary Liberians will start to do the same. We'll see people doing stockpiling. People want to, not that people anticipate something is going to go wrong. No, we have a tendency of doing that in Liberia because we've experienced an ugly past before, and people try to brace themselves for eventualities, and I'm sure nothing of that sort is going to happen because we all value the peace. The president again reaffirmed, his commitment to free, fair, and transparent elections, as well as maintaining the peace. But again, people have the tendency to start hoarding. Say, election coming, let me buy 3 or 4 bags of rice and pull it down. Let me keep my USD because you can use LD out of Liberia. People have this kind of skeptical minds, and even business owners do the same. So you see a drawdown, in business activities, people wanting to wait on the fence. You see people also start to leave the country, those who don't really have anything to do with our elections. Others will say, okay, let's watch from a safe distance. We'll see all of these things happening, Emmanuel.
Damo, they have the saying that says, if sin bites you, when you see laser, you take precaution. And besides, I think people are doing these things. Some of them, they are not certain about what will happen in times to come. But that shouldn't be a justifiable reason. Things need to be done the way it is supposed to be done. We all know that we are supposed to uphold the peace, but we shouldn't use some a reason to exploit people, because you trust me, Damo, some people that are intentionally doing these things, especially some of those business people who are holding back, increasing the rate and other things. So I don't think things like this need to be done. We have to put in together those necessary steps to have everything having a very free flow. Because Damo, if we just base these things on people foreseeing something coming ahead and all of those reasons, that in my mind, I don't think it's a justifiable reason for these things to happen.
Would you want to, just a simple question before we move to something else? Would you want to lose $5 or 1,000 if you were to lose something? If you were to lose a particular amount, which one would you prefer losing?
The $5 is preferable to be used.
That's the mentality most of the business owners have. Not that people are bracing themselves for conflict. No, people are trying to play safe, especially business owners, and it applies to Liberians as well. Ordinary Liberians, people try to play safe. Not that we've proven to the world, not on one, but on 3 occasions, that we can have elections void of any sort of widespread violence, because we've had sporadic incidences. We've had. So void of widespread violence, post-election violence, where you see a very large-scale disruption, where there will be serious government intervention and all of those things. I remember the last election in 2017, the U.S. Embassy issued a circular to its citizens.
Yeah, certainly.
That they anticipate there will be 1 or 2 days of disturbances. That was when there were negotiations, according to reports, and those who were involved, negotiations ongoing between the Barca and the George Weah and the international community. That we heard all of those stories. And then there was a circular that was issued. Now, look, be at a safe area, because they were anticipated. So people put in safety measures as well, But we've proven that we can handle our affairs to some extent, to a larger extent, to maintaining our peace. But again, you cannot fault people for wanting to be skeptical, for wanting to not lose what will not be something that they can recover from. So if you see businesses and investors drawing down and all these things, we have to make them have confidence in our system.
Sure.
If we do it again, whether there will be a transition from the incumbent to a new government, or the incumbent will be retained, and that process is free, fair, and transparent, void of any sort of violence, then it builds the confidence of investors, of business owners, of ordinary Liberians. If you speak to people now, you open the phone lines, some will tell you that I prefer to go in my hometown after voting, to go sit in my hometown, or I register in my hometown because it's closer to XYZ, or I feel safe, I feel safer there. So everybody has some sort of protection mechanism that is put in place.
You know, with all of these speculations, I think it's about time now all sides, those in the political terrain, those in the private terrain and other areas should come with a sense of civility as we engage the process.
That's why they signed the Farmington River Agreement.
Yeah, we should come with a sense of civility.
The president has been heralding the fact that he's for free, fair, and transparent elections. He said that at the UN General Assembly as well.
Saying it and implementing it is two different things.
That is why we have, the security apparatus reaffirming all of these things. But at the end of the day, Emmanuel, at the end of the day, we'll say all of these things as you said, but the actions, will be the best spoken word. If you get what I mean, the actions will be the best spoken words.
And it's about time our political leaders start to engage their followers to disengage in hate speech and other things that will cause some sort of disruption, violence, and other things, because those are things that bring about a misunderstanding. Those are things that bring about what we are afraid of. So it's about time the political leaders themselves take the lead instead of attacking personality. Is about time you engage the real issues.
Politics is a dirty game.
Yeah, but
you cannot have a totally clean fight. You cannot.
But the ratio between
you cannot, Emmanuel. You cannot have a totally clean fight, politics wise. It's not possible. It is not possible. But at the end of the day, I do agree with you that even though jobs are being thrown, in Liberia we call it throwing talk, and all of these things, but there is no clean campaign. You see smear campaigns as you see what's happening. You see online campaigns as you see what is happening. You see followers being pit against each other as what's happening. But at the end of the day, though, there is a thin line that we shouldn't cross. That is from taking it from what it is to making it now into full-blown violence. We should, as you going at somebody's candidate, also wear the resilient comment that if the person comes after your candidate, you wouldn't have a short fuse. Some people like to throw jabs. But when you throw jabs at them, then their fuse is short. Pop, a cut.
You have that fragile feelings, quick to be broken.
You get thick skin, you get thin skin, but you always pricking people. But when they prick you or your candidate, then all hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose. Your candidate is revered as a demigod. But somebody else's candidate of choice, you go after them. But when they go after yours, then you get angry.
It becomes a problem.
Then you come about start preaching respect. Oh, you can respect people.
Other people.
But meanwhile, you and others are disrespecting
other people.
That's the game. So if he who goes after another person should also be prepared to be gone after.
That's it. That's the reality.
All right. So we said the price of rice, 25 kg average Joe bag of rice, you can estimate from $17.55, $18 up to $20, depending on your location and your brand of choice as well. According to the government of Liberia, the pump price of a gallon of gas still remains at $4.70 at major filling stations. That is $7.95. But if we do the current CBR rate of 174, let's get you that updated figure quickly. So 174 times 4.70, that gives you $817. Let's just say $820. But we haven't seen the price being affected yet at filling stations selling a gallon of gas for $820, though it's still $7.95. The pump price for a gallon of fuel, according to the government of Liberia, is $4.95. That is 835 Liberian dollars. So there you have it. Let's go quickly now to the flight schedule for the day at the Roberts International Airport with arrivals and departures from the RIA. We kickstart with arrivals today at the Roberts International Airport. So according to Flight Radar 24, for arrivals today at the Roberts International Airport, we have Air Cote d'Ivoire flight number HF 759 from Conakry, Guinea. That flight is scheduled to arrive in the country at 4:40 p.m. This afternoon. Kenya Airways flight number KQ508 from Accra, Ghana is scheduled to arrive in Liberia at 5:40 p.m. This afternoon as well. And Aska Airlines flight number KP20 from Accra, Ghana is scheduled to arrive in Liberia at 5:50 p.m. There you have it for arrivals today at the Roberts International Airport. Let's bring you departures from the RIA today. So according to Flight Radar 24 for departures today, Air Peace flight number P47537, destination Accra, Ghana. That flight was scheduled to depart from the Roberts International Airport at 1 a.m. this morning. We'll bring you updated time as to when that flight departed. Askar Airlines flight number KP21, destination Accra, Ghana, was scheduled to depart from Liberia at 7:30 a.m. This morning. Air Cote d'Ivoire flight number HF759, destination Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, was scheduled to depart from the Roberts International Airport at 5:20 p.m. It's scheduled to depart at 5:20 p.m. I should say. And last, we have Kenya Airways flight number KQ509, destination Accra, Ghana. That flight is scheduled to depart from the Roberts International Airport at 6:40 p.m. So as I said, we'll bring you updated data from Flight Radar 24. So Air Peace, yes, departed. Kenya Airways, that's yes, Askar Airlines departed at 7:30 a.m. this morning from the Roberts International Airport. So there you have it for arrivals and departures from the Roberts International Airport. I bring on Emmanuel Pauline David to tell us what's the local affairs to some selected destinations across Liberia, Emmanuel.
All right. Thanks a lot. Today we will certainly deal with the Southeast as we did on Wednesday. We will do that because the issue about the Southeast is of concern, especially the road condition. So from Monrovia, from Montserrat County to Sando County, you will have to pay 8,500 Liberian dollars for an individual, and not your load. If you are carrying load, you will have to carry additional money to pay for your load. So an individual from Montserrat County to Sando County, you have to pay 8,500 Liberian dollars. And from Montserrat County to Riverside County, you have to pay 2,500 Liberian dollars for an individual and not load. All of the amount I'm giving is for an individual, not load. So from Montserrat County to Riverside, you pay 2,500 Liberian dollars. From Montserrat County to Grand Gila County, you have to pay 10,000 Liberian dollars. From Montserrat County to River G County, you have to pay 14,000 Liberian dollars. And from Montserrat County to Maryland County and Grand Crew, you have to pay 18,000 Liberian dollars. And let's just take a look. Central Liberia, from Montserrat County to Bone County on Texas, 1,000 Liberian dollars, and on bus is 600 Liberian dollars. And let's stretch a little far as Nema County, Montserrat County to Kanta on Texas, 1,500 Liberian dollars, and on bus is 800 Liberian dollars. From Montserrat County to Saclopi in Nema County on Texas, 1,700 Liberian dollars, and on bus is 1,000 Liberian dollars. Montserrat County to Sanicoli on Texas, 1,500 Liberian dollars, and on bus is 1,000 Liberian. If you are going as far as Tapeta, you have to pay 3,000 Liberian dollars. So that would do it for the local fares to various counties, selective counties, on the Today Show on Monday, the 19th edition.
Thank you. Thank you, Dan Emmanuel. So let's now go to some of our folks watching and greet some of our folks watching us this morning on the show all across Liberia. After that, we'll take a short break. When we get back, we'll connect with the Chief of Public Safety of the Liberia National Police, Mr. John Sa as well. So let's say good morning to folks watching us this morning all across the world, including Liberia. Let's say good morning to Yinanti and Yinanti. How are you doing? So it's triple N, Yinanti and Yinanti. Hope you're doing great. Good morning to Munya Sharif. Says, good morning. I'm following you from district number 9, Sinker, this morning. Okay, that's my district as well. Good morning to Honorable George Watkins Junior says, good morning, Spoon FM. And a pleasant good morning to the peace-loving people of Riverside County, the land of supremacy. Thanks for the show. I'm following live from my comfort zone in district number 13, Montserrado County, Liberia. Good to know, sir. Good morning to Sekou Tele. Sekou Tele is watching live. Good morning to Joy Agnes Mauba. Says, good morning. I'm watching from 9th Street. Good morning to Erickson Zikor. How are you doing, Erickson Zikor? Good morning to James Water Tua. Says, good morning, Spoon FM family. I'm watching from Painesville. Good morning to Ishmael Kaike Brisbane. Is watching us this morning as well. Good morning to Amshkron SL Dolowan. Says, I'm watching from Old Matadi. Thanks for the show. Daxinos Tua, CKA Strong Man, is watching. Man. Says, good morning. I'm watching from Minnesota and happy Father's Day. Okay, so happy belated Father's Day. It's Father's Day. We're in Father's Month as well. So he's right. Yeah, he's still right. Good morning to Alex TJ Foko. Good morning to Ezekiel Gui. Good morning to Laminu Kone. Says, good morning. I'm following from the county of Senator Emmanuel Nukwe, Magibi County. Good morning to Henricio Godfavor Flomusin, our good friend and brother there, watching us from Moldova in Italy. He says, good morning, Diamond, and good morning, Emmanuel David. Vanny Washington is also following us, as well as Papi Keita. Says, good morning, Spoon FM family. I'm Papi Success Keita from Dupont Road. Hope you're doing great. Francis Vanny Roberts says, Liberia can experience plenty of development during elections eve. Talking about the coming again, coming with all sorts of gifts, bearing gifts. Good morning to Joe Y. Camo. Says, good morning, Diamond and Emmanuel. I'm following you closely from my comfort zone in Soul Clinic. Menem Packet is also watching from somewhere. John T. Bimba is watching. Joy Agnes Moba shared the information with us. It's $5 is 900 at Mine Place, 9th Street. Bobby Kyakula says, good morning, Spoon family. I'm watching. I'm monitoring live. Fomba MCC is watching from Matadi Sinker. James Nula is also watching us there live from Zwedru City, the land of the rising sun, Grand Jida County. Good morning to Victoria K. Jala. Says, good morning, Spoon TV family. P. Henry Musa says, good morning, brothers. I'm watching you live from the Nizo Belt. Jeremiah Menyo is also watching us from Old Road. Emmanuel, you can pick through and greet some of our viewers this morning on the show.
And we have Deacon Williams Gay. I'm following you from Grand Bassa County, Buchanan City. Lyra T. Johnson, good morning, guys. I'm following this morning from Tottenberg. Daliton Kelvin Sendowe is following. Say good morning, Spoon family. I'm following from Upper Cowell. You have Sam Fola Lamin Jr. Sam is the current rate issue is a result of market variables and meetings expectation, and also the fact that the supply of money in the economy is more than the demand for money in the economy. So let's get to another one. We already did this. Aid Hussein Fadiga is following as well. You have Precious Freeman. You have Leroy Mafila is watching. You have Sagashos Kamara. You have Sagashos as well is following. You have Emmanuel Tamintia is following. You have Peter Akwe is following. You have Tatos Faya. Sagashos here as well. You have Lai E. Conan, Smith Joe B. Don Jones, Amos M. Fagons. The list is going on.
So good morning, folks. Good morning. Yes, good morning. Yes, good morning to each and every one of you. We cannot exhaust the entire list, but we appreciate you for taking up your time to watch us as well. So we'll go for a short commercial break. When we get back, we'll connect with Mr. John Sa, the Chief of Public Safety of the Liberia National Police. This is the Today Show on Spoon FM and Super FM as well. We are your hosts, Diamond Slanger, and the brand new boy with a brand new age, Emmanuel
Palin. A brand new boy with a brand new age. That way, it seems to be you once a rapper.
No.
When you ran me my name.
Don't put me there.
A brand new boy with a brand new age.
A brand new boy with a brand new age.
It's a whole point.
So we'll be back right after this.
Radio Entertainment Liberia and Spoon FM 107.5 presents the Mika Daily Cash Splash. Yes, thousands of dollars are up for grabs, and all you need is your ear to listen and your MTN mobile money account to win. And plenty money they giving up. Just dial *799# and select Spoon FM and put in your bet. Each bet is $100 Liberian, and you can bet as many times as you want. The Cooper is every day. The ma will flow. It will flow. It will flow. For money tonight, the Spoon FM Mega Daily Cash Splash. Listen to your radio and winning ma. Nah, smarty. Liberia get better. Remember now, Radio Entertainment Liberia is licensed by the National Lottery Authority. For inquiry, 0887-400-044 or 0770-400-044. And the game is for 18 years and above.
Just making phone tip me.
Taddy boy, what's up?
Hey Drew, I grew up.
Taddy boy, you know why they can sell scratch card around here? I was just on the phone with my Oma and did my credit fitting, and I can't even find anybody selling scratch card around here.
You said what? Scratch card? So fine, girl, you still scratching with your fine fingernails? My girl, you rather sleeping, yo. You not know you can buy credit and did I run the Tip Me app?
I have the Tip Me app, but I don't know how to buy credit.
My girl, listen. Just tap on services at the bottom of the dashboard, then tap on mobile recharge, select your country, Liberia, because that Liberia we in. Enter your phone number, then tap verify to display orange or Lone Star, depending on which one you're subscribing with. Then tap browse plan, select the amount you want to put in, enter your PIN, boom, you finish. You can buy airtime and data just like that.
Boy, easy, that all there.
No, ma, wait, that's not all. This is the juicy part. The tipping people say on your Tip Me app, recharge any amount of airtime, whether that Lone Star or that Orange, you stand a chance to win free airtime every week from now to the end of this year. Last week, my sister won airtime and she just called it all over the place.
Thank you for telling me, yeah. From now on, I'll be buying all my airtime and data through the Tip Me app, so my calling and browsing can finish.
Just making phone tip me. Okay, let me tell you what tip me now.
Radio Entertainment Liberia and Spoon FM 107.5 presents the Mika Daily Cash Splash. Yes, thousands of dollars are up for grabs, and all you need is your ear to listen and your MTN mobile money account to win. And plenty money they giving up. Just dial *799# and select Spoon FM and put in your bet. Each bet is $100 Liberian, and you can bet as many times as you want. The Cooper is every day. The ma will flow. It will flow. It will flow. For money tonight, the Spoon FM Mega Daily Cash Splash. Listen to your radio and winning ma. Nah, smarty. Liberia get better. Remember now, Radio Entertainment Liberia is licensed by the National Lottery Authority. For inquiry, 0887-400-044 or 0770-400-044. And the game is for 18 years and above.
Okay, folks, there you have it. You need to play the Spoon FM Mega Daily Cash Splash. You need to do that. All you need to do is to dial *799#, and then you click option number 3. That is Spoon FM. You use your $100 Liberian if you're using your Liberian dollars wallet, or 0.70. That is, if you're using your USD wallet, is 70 cents. The way to punch that number in is 0.70, and then you play. You continue and approve the transaction by putting in your mobile money PIN. The more you play, the better your chances of winning as well. So you need to do that so that you win cash. It's 2,500 Liberian dollars every time we do a draw. And on Friday, we had 3 persons winning. We can do the same. Keep playing to better your chances of winning. The short code is *799#.
Yeah.
So we have Mr. John Sa on the line. He's the Chief of Public Safety, the Liberian National Police. Emmanuel David is going to be in conversation with Mr. John Sa.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Johnson. You're live on the Today Show on Spoon FM and Super FM 95.5. Good morning. All right, Mr. Sa, today specifically, we're going to be talking about ticketing. What actually do we need to know about ticketing?
Well, ticketing is one of the units under my supervision. Ticketing force, and that unit is responsible to issue violation tickets to vehicle and pedestrian violators.
Mm-hmm.
So for the vehicle, there are so many violations in the vehicle and traffic law.
Okay.
Let me give you a funny example. Is that when you drive very slowly, let's say where the speed is supposed to be 35 miles, that is the city limit, 35 miles per hour.
Okay.
Then you're running 5 miles per hour. So then we will charge you for impeding the flow of traffic because the speed you're supposed to use, you are impeding. You are not making it other people move a little faster. Then in that same thing, in that 35 miles per hour, and then you're running 45 miles per hour, that's a highway speed. Can also be given ticket for over speeding.
Okay.
So there are speed limits given to each operator in this country, but you're supposed to follow based on the zone you are in. So there are also that is a moving violation, and there are standing violations. The standing violation, ticket fines are not closer to the moving violation because the standing violation it pose no too much injury to, and it pose no too much injury to the moving public except maybe at night. So let's talk about improper stopping.
Okay.
Okay, so when you're driving a car, instead of going parallel to the right to stop or back, then you leave the car in the traffic, in the moving traffic, and you get your ticket for improper stopping. That is a standing violation.
Okay.
But the moving violation, reckless driving, there are so many. Reckless driving, disobedience to police officer, that's another one. Let me talk about disobedience to police officer. When the police officer asks you to do something, to pull over, and you refuse, and that order is legitimate, is legal. For your refusal, you can have a ticket to take a $500 US. But right now, we're not giving nobody $500 US ticket, but we can get up to $100 ticket.
All right.
To violators. Misuse of electronic device on the car. So let me give you an example of the misuse of electronic device. There are devices in the car, for example, the alarm is mounted on your car for deterrence to criminals. Then you direct the alarm and make it out of a siren for your car. You can be given ticket for that. Then we have the emergency vehicle. You're not supposed to follow emergency vehicle when you're not part of the convoy.
And that is using the third lane, right?
Yes, using the third lane or following the convoy. When the siren is ongoing, you're not part of it, you just join inside. You are not part of it. You are not supposed to jump in it because you don't know what are you going to do in a convoy. For example, the president convoy. You are not a part. The convoy, when the convoy is arranged by the EPS, the information is given us, and we know the vehicles are within that convoy. Whether you are a minister or not, if you are not part of it, you are not part of it. You can intrude into the movement of the VIP. So if you are not part of the convoy, don't join it because what are you going to do then? You want to throw bomb, or you want to shoot gun, or you want to kill somebody. So in some instances, when you follow too closely to that, we take you to NSA to answer questions. Why are you following the convoy, especially the president convoy? So I don't know if I still have time. You want me to still talk about more?
You can we can allow you probably 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm interested in the specifics. He only mentioned a range of a certain fine, that is disrespect to police officers. You know, that the limit is 500 USD. But they've not issued that, but they have issued up to 100. So for improper parking, what is the fine, the ticket?
Improper parking, depending on the officer, if he gave you $10, less ticket.
Okay.
They based on his discretion.
Okay.
He can give you, that's the improper parking. But reckless driving, goes more than $500. They give you ticket for. Yes, reckless driving. Now, reckless driving is driving in a wanton disrespect for the human person.
Okay.
Even for yourself, when you drive recklessly to endanger your life or endanger the life of other road users, then we'll give you a very harsh ticket. So when the ticket is given, let me just because you give me 2 minutes, let me conclude. When the ticket is issued you, all of your information, the first thing the officer will ask you for is your license. So when you don't have a license, then the violation increases. So the police officer will ask the charge. If you were driving, just let's say for the standing violation, you say improper stopping, then the serious one get it. Now where's your lesson? No lesson. That one is very serious. So driving without lesson. Then you are driving without lesson. If you got down from your car, you saw you driving in slippers, then you are another one there, driving in slippers, driving under unsafe conditions. So that's how the charges increases when you, based on the time the driver pull you over to talk to you, up to the time you start to write the ticket, the charges can change, or they can increase, not change, they can increase.
Okay.
From 1 even to 5. Then when you go to court, the judge will decide which one to take. A higher one than what the judge will take. So, like for example, the man put you over for improper stopping, which is less, and then you notice there was no lesson, then the judge will take driver without lesson, which is very serious.
Okay, Mr. Sir, when you give on a ticket, sir, how many days? What's the duration?
I was just about to talk about it.
Yes,
so
sir.
Give me some time to talk about it.
All right, sir.
When the ticket is issued, you have 72 hours to pay for it, or challenge the ticket in court. It is issued you, and you're not satisfied based on the charges written in a ticket. You take the ticket to court. The citation is attention to me, and then our attention to the officer or to the chief of traffic. He would send it to all the officer, because the officer name, the officer badge number, everything is written in the ticket. So call the officer, say there is a ticket challenge, and the judge will schedule the date, not the same day you carry a complaint. You will give at least 2 or 3 days to have the two of you go to the court to defend your challenge. Any mistake among those charges, the judge will hold you responsible. He can't let you go. So when you are driving without lesson and the policeman arrest you, pull you over, you are not to drive the car because you have not a license drive. The law says that nobody should drive the car without a license. If, for instance, the police officer pull you over and you forgot your license home, good. The officer will see the car and he give you 24 hours. You say, okay, see, you forget your license, 24 hours, go bring your license. When you go and bring the license, then the charge driving without license will drop. Then the period charge he pull you over for will stay.
All right, Mr. Johnson, thanks a lot for the education, and hope to have you on Wednesday so that we can further have some education on the issue of ticketing, because we would like to know more about this issue of ticketing.
All right. I'll be available.
Thanks a lot. The Chief of Public Safety, John Sai, the LMP, in conversation. So now we can move further.
Yeah. Thank you, Emmanuel. So, apologies to Mr. Amos Fagans. He had an issue with his name being pronounced. No disrespect to you, sir. We apologize. These things do happen. Amos M. Fagans. Amos M. Fagans is also watching us. That's Judge Amos M. Fagans. Reverend Amos M. Fagans. So you are going to be in serious trouble. The judge are going to hold you in contempt. But let's go now. Having gotten some education on traffic regulations and violations, driving within the speed limit, for which the chief of public safety talked about, is a key thing that we don't pay attention to in Liberia. Someone will say, where's the signage on the road to let us know what's the mileage, the miles per hour, or the kilometers per hour, any way you want to convert that into, to let people know the speed limit on the road, on our various roads, especially community roads and our major, roads like the Tottenham Boulevard and the rest. They on the highways, our major highways, you see the speed limit, signage on the major highways. But along the Tottenham Boulevard, once we have Mr. Sai on the line on Wednesday, he will tell us the various speed limits, for our major roads and our community roads as well. Because you find somebody will be on the Tottenham Boulevard, which in itself, to some extent, is an expressway. We have the express lane, we have the parking lane, because we only have 2 lanes, and the person will be on the express lane and driving slowly, either talking on the phone or doing something, impeding another vehicle's movement. So he said they can fine you for that. So same way they can fine you for over speeding, if our LNP has got the speed gun. Yes. Where if you come in from a far, to determine your speed,
it was
or not.
It was one of the questions I wanted to ask, but we didn't have the luxury of time.
Yeah, we'll talk to him on Wednesday
to see as to whether how do police officers determine whether you have exceeded the speed limit or you are driving below.
Yeah, that's a good one. So we'll find out that on Wednesday. And he also talked about the issue of the threshold, the ticket threshold, how many charges. So that your charges can increase. The number of charges can increase once you're in contact with the police officer, and they can fine you up to $500 United States dollars. That's huge. Yes. But you also have got the right to challenge any ticket that you feel was unfairly given, or the amount is unfair that has been stipulated on the ticket. You can go to court and challenge, and the police will also be there as well. So let's talk to Shannon Goa to bring us up with the latest in the world of sports. Good morning to you, Shannon. How are you, sir?
Much better, Damo. Let me say good morning to you and good morning to Emmanuel TV.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, I just read from Fabrizio Romano that N'Golo Kante is already on his way to Saudi Arabia. There seems to be a Saudi invasion. Karim Benzema has already left for Saudi Arabia. Ruben Neves, Cristiano Ronaldo is there. We have a lot of players now moving and trooping to Saudi Arabia. Any Liberian players moving to Saudi Arabia as well?
Not all. The only player that played in Saudi Arabia was William Jevo. He played for Rio Ave. I think one of the teams is there in the Premier League in Saudi Arabia.
Rio Ave is in Portugal, Chief.
Yes, not Rio Ave, rather, but he played in Saudi Arabia as well. He played for El Niza.
Al-Nassr.
Yeah, he played for El Niza, not Rio Ave. Okay. So, as it relates to Mbappe issue, Real Madrid also put down 100 million for Mbappe if he can just bear patient and remain on PSG. And next year he's going to be free agent. So they are saying that they're going to give him additional 100 million to sign with Real Madrid if he can remain on PSG and be free agent comes 2024, which is next year.
So if I get that right, Real Madrid is telling Kylian Mbappe that look, remain on PSG, just bear it.
Yes.
And then when you are a free agent, we'll give you 100 million.
100 million.
And PSG is saying, Kylian Mbappe, if you do not renew with us, it's better you leave now. So Real Madrid is trying to trick PSG and using Mbappe into not collecting huge transfer, fees from them. And PSG has also told Kylian Mbappe that if you don't sign to extend your contract, then it's better you leave now so we can cash out on you. So we'll see how this is going to go, Shano.
That's just what happening. So, but I think the club, which is a PSG stands a better position because they have the power, giving Mappy the option either to extend his contract or he leave now. So I think he's going to be leaving. I'm 100% sure he's going to be leaving, then remaining there to be free agent next season.
Okay, so you're going for his departure rather than his renewal with the club.
Yes, he's going for his departure. I'm 100%.
We're watching that. Yeah, what's next?
Okay. So quickly, from the local scene, LFA Second Division champions of Global Farmer Football Club to part ways with 9 current players. And yes, the decision was made following the arrival of new signings. As you may be aware, the league just came out, so Global Farmer, the current champions of LFA Second Division, they progressed to the First Division. They are now trying to recruit more players. So in order to create that space for the players they're going to be signing, they decided to part ways with 9 additional players.
It's not new, especially in the world of football. Players will qualify teams, even to World Cup, African Cup of Nations, and other cup competition, even to higher levels in their leagues. And once you qualify the team needs experienced players who've played in that particular league, to know how to navigate the territory. So Nottingham Forest signing, I think, 25 or so players in England last season. Nottingham Forest signed close to 25 players.
Yes.
So Global Farmer now letting go of 9 players.
9 players in order to, pick up their team for the upcoming National League. And also this newly promoted Orange First Division club, Pinzo FC, has completed the signing of Patch FC winger David Wule-Nixon, goalkeeper Mohamed Kedete, and defender Mixing Moses Joe Kwe. So Pinzo-based club, Pinzo FC, indeed completed the signing of 3 players from Patch FC.
How much did they sign those players for? What was the signing fees? Or undisclosed?
Yeah, undisclosed.
It's always undisclosed. It's always undisclosed.
Yeah.
Why do they keep saying undisclosed, Channel?
I want the public to know.
Yeah.
Why do they keep saying undisclosed? Why most of our transfer fees are always undisclosed?
Because they don't want people to hear the transfer fee. Some of them will say it's confidential. They don't want to put the player or the club in the problem.
Oh, please! It's more about they don't want to make the club a laughing stock and the player a laughing stock, because if you hear the transfer fee alone, they should stop that thing.
Yeah.
How do we know the value, Shano? How do we know the value of our players when their transfer fees are always undisclosed? How then can you value a player?
Since I've been into Labyrinth Sports or as a sports journalist, I think the players' transfer fee that was disclosed, that I know of, Diamond, they haven't reached 5, honestly speaking. Yes, they haven't reached 5. I think when Liska FC signed Sekou Jabate, the money was made known. I think he signed for 100,000 Liberty. Yeah, and a few other players, but 90% of the players, undisclosed fee. Then you should know that either they sign for 500, yes, or they sign for maybe 20,000, 30,000 Liberty. So it's actually bad, and I think if people hear that, they would make mockery of the league.
This is my take, Shannon, before you come to your last story. This is my take, right? Whether it's 30,000 or it's 10,000, I think it's fair enough if we're serious about promoting sports in our country. We have to accept the fact that we are not a rich league. We're not a rich league. And start disclosing these transfer fees. Come on, man, who will go after somebody for 10,000 when agent on a share and everybody? But at least to start to say, okay, our players are valuable to some extent, and this is what our transfer market is all about. It also informs us on the progresses made by players. Because if somebody was signed for 30,000 liberty from one team to another, and he progressed well on that team, and now another team is buying him, for 200,000 LD, whether it's 200,000 or 500,000 LD, it lets us know that this player's value has increased. And we also can now determine who are our valuable players in terms of transfer market value. Let's start from there. That would be highly rating it.
I think in that case, Damon, the player association, they need to come up with a very strong mandate, working with the Liberia Football Association to put in mechanism, because, like you rightly said, it is actually important that players get value. In every country, the Nigerian league, players get value. So if you want to buy a player, they should have the minimum. Yes, they should have the minimum. But it's been like that. Yeah, it's been like that in Liberia for now. So hoping the LFA can work on that.
They need to. If you're always saying undisclosed fees, how do we determine what is the minimum wage for a Liberian player? Like in the Premier League, you don't make less than $1 million. Once you are signed to any Premier League club, your minimum wage should meet that threshold. You understand? So we need to set these things so that our players can be valuable. So that when you buy a man, you say undisclosed fees, and another team wants to buy the man, then you go behind and say, okay, we'll tell the person that we'll buy you for $5 million. So it's also a way of cheating. But from my own take, our players, whether it's 10,000, whether it's 20,000 or not, that's our local currency. Our league is not strong financially. We don't have huge transfer like the Saudi league and all of these things. But let the fees be known, so that our players can know what exactly their value is. You're not going to be doing behind the hot thing.
Say the public, because the player didn't know.
Yeah, some of the things that the player does not even know, Shannon.
Yes.
Most of the things the players don't know.
Most of it can just be a negotiation. Yeah, that's a big thing. Yeah, most of it. Like you get your team, I got my team, and I tell you, Damo, I need Emmanuel David. Okay, no problem. So next season, then you give me NS. They just negotiation at that. 100%. Yeah. Okay,
your last story, Shannon.
Yeah, so talking about the ongoing qualification, that's the African Cup of Nations qualification. Though we never had hope since we lost to South Africa home 2-1, but our hope of qualifying was actually denied following South Africa victory over Morocco on Friday. South Africa defeated Morocco on Friday 2-0. So now Morocco top the group with 7 points. Not Morocco, but South Africa top the group with 7 points, and then Morocco 4 points, and Liberia stay holding on to her 1 point. So I think it's bad for us, meaning we're not going to see Africa comes 2024.
I like the way you saved that story for last. Because how you brought that story up first, I'm telling you, sports news are going to be cancelled for today. I'm telling you. Look, we already knew our fate when we lost here to South Africa. We sealed our own fate. They say draw or even win. We say no, win like it. Africa too close to us, so we don't want to go there to participate in African Cup of Nations. We wait for the one that is further from us. We want our boss to go there. The game South Africa and Morocco, all I can say is it smelled fishy to me.
Yeah,
it did smell fishy to me in all aspects, though I don't have proof to the matter. That's why I said it smelled fishy to me.
100%, because Liberia last game will be with Morocco in Morocco. So Morocco got one outstanding game, and they're going to defeat Liberia. So when they defeat Liberia, they're going to have 6 points, meaning they and South Africa will be qualifying. So you and I know Morocco right now in Africa is actually the number one team following their recent performance in the World Cup, being the first African team to reach the World Cup quarterfinals.
Semi?
So
Semi.
Semi-final rather. So they got a better side to defeat South Africa, but we saw what happened. Like South Africa just win against him, we get another game, so we can just qualify.
My man, we did it to ourselves, yeah. We did it to ourselves. If you want help yourself first. We did it to ourselves. Yeah, our friend playing friendly matches against Brazil and Tina. We we're celebrating giving our stadium to Sierra Leone to use. So
no money. And yesterday we were on the field before dropping the line. Yesterday we got information that the Sierra Leone Football Federation indeed gave the LFA 12,000 for the game that was played at the Samuel County Sports Complex. But we're going to be doing further investigation beginning today, because according to the Liberia Football Association and the Ministry of Youth and Sports, they said they just giving the stadium to Sierra Leone because of the relationship or the closeness Liberia got with Sierra Leone. So we're going to investigate and make sure as to whether it is true that the Sierra Leone Football Federation actually gave the LFA or the Ministry of Youth and Sports 12,000 to use the Samuel County Sports Complex.
That would be a good story. Go do your investigation. Reach out to the Sierra Leonean authorities as well as the Liberian authorities. But what I can tell you though, the information is going to be scanty. If people are going to hold back, but do what you have to do, and you can balance your story. As of now, it's just only an allegation that you're going to investigate or substantiate. Thank you so much, Shannon.
Okay, Thomas, thanks so much as well.
So Shannon go there with sports, bringing us up to 15 minutes after 8 a.m. Remember to continue playing the Spoon FM Cash Splash. We'd love you to play for you to win. It's just simple. Emmanuel is going to run you through how you can play the Spoon FM Mega Daily Cash Splash and stand the chance of winning 2,500 Liberian dollars at every draw. So Emmanuel, run our folks through how they can be a part of the Spoon FM Mega Daily Cash Splash.
Yes, it is just simple. You just need to have a mobile money account, and then have the minimum of 100 Liberian dollars or 70 cents USD on your account, and then you dial *799#. *799#. You'll see the list of radio stations. Spoon FM is set with as spot number 3. So you select Spoon FM as spot number 3, and then you do the transaction. The transaction, you'll pay $100, I said initially, or 70 cents. If you're using your USD wallet, you pay 70 cents. If you're using your Liberian dollar, you pay 100 Liberian dollars, and automatically you're going to be a part of the draw. And as we spin a winner at the closing point of this program, if your number emerge as the winning number, your money comes directly on your phone. Immediately, the money comes on your phone. It's 2,500 Liberian dollars. So $100 give you 2,500 Liberian dollars. 70 cents give you 2,500 Liberian dollars. So that's it. You can take advantage and have some money in your wallet.
All right. Thank you there, Emmanuel. So I'll stick with Emmanuel to bring us up to speed with the local dailies as well.
Yep.
What's making rounds in our local newspapers. And once we're done with that, including selected foreign stories, we'll cut across Liberia to speak to our county correspondents to let us know what's happening in the various parts of Liberia. So Emmanuel David is going to bring us up with selected local dailies here in Liberia.
Thank you. We have the Front Page Africa, and then we have the Daily Observer newspaper. We have the New Dawn newspaper. And then we have the BBC right here. So this story reading on the Front Page Africa newspaper, Liberian international Mark Peba joins Slovenia club Koper. I'm seeing he's unveiling his jersey here. Right. I don't know the fees. I don't know whether it's an undisclosed fee or something else. So let's crisscross to the Daily Observer, because I'm seeing only a long story on the Front Page Africa for now. All right, 2023 election, Dr. Clarence Monimba present populist vision for Liberia. I'm seeing Clarence Monimba here with scores of citizens surrounding him. Right. If you want to get more of that story, you will have to get the Daily Observer newspaper. Can Kumin win Bong? It's a question here on the Daily Observer newspaper. Can Kumin win Bong? I'm seeing Alexander Cummins here, and he's surrounded by schools of citizens as well, because he had an engagement over the weekend in Bong County as well as Clarence Monimba. So another story on the Daily Observer newspaper: soldiers to leave Mali soon. Liberian soldiers to leave Mali soon. I'm seeing AFL personnel here on this paper. If you want to get more of this story, you certainly have to get the Daily Observer newspaper. Let's crisscross to our last local, and then we get the BBC right here. Bungees in massive turnout. Bungees in massive turnout. I'm seeing Alexander Cummings here with calls of citizen. This appears to be a sport page in Bong County. And another story here, it says, WEA will deliver NIMBA. WEA will deliver NIMBA. I'm seeing the party chairman of the CDC, Congress for Democratic Change, Moba Malu, here. A government completes several projects in Sano County. LEC electrifies 4 communities. And Cummings taking Ellen's instruction. I'm saying that's Montserrado County Senator Darius DeLong. So let's crisscross to our foreign story right here. Malian awaits outcome of referendum vote. Mali awaits outcome of referendum vote. So I take a few lines on this story. Votes are being counted in Mali following a referendum on a new constitution that maps out the process of returning the country to democratic surveillance rule. The militant leader who seized power in 2021 have said they will hand over to an elected government next year. The reverse constitution includes a new second parliamentary chambers in increased representation across Mali. So let's get to our last story right here on the BBC Africa page. Pope Francis leads prayer for Uganda attacks victims. Pope Francis has led prayers at the Vatican for the victims of an Islamic attack on a school in Uganda. About 40 people, mostly students, were hacked, shot, and burned to death in the western town of Ponweed on Friday night. The Uganda army have said it's pursuing the militants from a group known as the ADF. They kidnapped 6 students before escaping across the borders into the Democratic Republic of Congo. The attack has also been condemned by the Ugandan president, Yoweri Museveni, who described it as criminal. Right, so we will hold it as it is, Damon, and then we move further. That would do it for the Daily Observer and the international story on the program.
Thank you there, Emmanuel. Tragic happening there in Uganda.
Yeah,
and extremism activities all around the world. Africa is no exception.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, if you just joining us, this is the Today Show on Spoon FM. We're also live on Super 95.5 on our Facebook TV page, Spoon TV, and YouTube as well. For those watching us all around the world, thank you so much for taking up your time to listen to us every day on this show. But remember to keep playing the Spoon FM Mega Daily Cash Splash as others are doing. All you need to do is to dial *799#. Click option 3, which is Spoon FM. Use your Liberian dollars wallet, which is 100 Liberian dollars if you're using that, or your USD wallet, which will cost you 70 cents United States there. All you need to do is to put 0.70, 70 cents, 0.70, and you stand a chance of winning 2,500 Liberian dollars. Let's now cut across Liberia to speak to our county correspondents to know what exactly are those things unfolding in other parts of the country. We kickstart from central Liberia, Nimba County, to be precise. That is where Christopher Fan is for us. Good morning, Chief Kokopa. Oh, I got the name right or wrong?
You get it very wrong, Damo.
Say the real winner.
Chief
Kweopie. You
very
see?
well, you get it right.
Kweopie. What's the meaning of Kweopie?
There's a little tree in our village, and the village after the tree. So the tree name is Kwe. So in our town, if you are going maybe to a tree, you call it Pie. So I named the tree after my town. So Spray, so I'm the chief in that village.
Okay, so you got your own village.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have my own village.
So what did you do to get a village? You just went, got the land and started settling there? Because I'm interested in having my own village too.
Yeah, so I got a land, and the land is actually my family land, and I try to do some development on it, where we build some houses, and we have our cattle. While you're shopping for, we also have it there.
You see how you can bring things to the public, Claire? Oh, so you finish paying yourself, so that you got me regular acting to me.
No.
You finish exposing yourself. So I thought I was going to purchase it from somebody else, not my own man doing business.
You pay a minimum amount, Damo.
Yeah. The man finish exposing himself on public radio.
Damo Town.
I lost fun there. No, it's gonna be called Nyanti Dom. Yeah, I'm gonna use my traditional name, Nyanti.
Nyanti Dom.
Yeah.
So learn that name today. I'll call it Nyanti Dom.
No, my town. It's gonna be the name of my town.
Okay.
Yeah. Nyanti Dom. Yeah.
Okay.
So Nyanti Kingdom.
Nyanti Kingdom.
I'm going to
Dom.
I'm going to do Nyanti Town. No. But we'll have Chris back on the line. Chris, we lost you for a while there. What's the latest happening in Nimba County? We heard that preparations are underway for the president's arrival as well on the 24th.
Yes, indeed. Preparations are on the way for the arrival of the president. As we speak, stakeholders are meeting. The consultation are going. The Zonere group for the CDC are also preparing. So we have another Zonere group that staged league in Central Nimba for the re-election of President Weah. They call it Resolve Nimbayans for the re-election of President Weah. This group is also headed by Stanford Kona. And they staged a league in Ban, and they also concluded that in Sakripi yesterday, where Nimba were able to carry the victory for the day, and Nimba were awarded 7,000 for carrying the victory. And they are also thinking about doing the same in Kampre, Saninkole, and all of the major cities in Sakri in Nimba.
So Mempa won the league.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've also seen pictures from the Ganta Saninkole Road. Is it Ganta Saninkole or Ganta Sakripi? Yeah. Is it the one that is to be dedicated as the Ganta Saninkole, right?
Ganta Saninkole Road, yeah.
Yes, the Ganta Saninkole Road. But I've also gotten news that the Ganta Sakripi Road is also making tremendous effort. They're making tremendous strides, I should say.
Yeah, sure.
The road now enter Sakripi?
No, not yet. But like I reported earlier, the people stopped the road for granted of the government Liberia owed them 13 million. So against this backdrop, the public works minister drove to Sakripi, and according to her, the government was able to take care of the amount. And currently, as we speak, the road is in full swing. They are resumed work, but they are also anticipating of maybe going 85% before the election.
So the public works minister disclosed that the government had paid the entire 13 million owed the contractors, or they paid some amount of that money.
She said some amount.
Okay.
But it was in a large quantity.
A substantive amount was paid. So the contractors are now back on the road.
Yeah, they are not back on the road because they went on a go-slow for like 3 months. They pack all of our equipment. So they are now back on the road. They are working. And according to some of them, they said that from now to maybe before the election, they will go to like 85% of the road project from Ganta to Sakripi. And as we speak in the road from Sakripi to Tapeta, they have gone like 20% of the road, and Alpha pavement will start this week, according to the HR of the China Railroad Construction Company.
Okay. All right. Those are just updates we want to know. What else do you have to share with us there from Nimba County? What's happening? I know political tensions, heightened up in the counties there. We hear various auxiliary groups are springing up. Visitations postponed. We heard that the pending trip of the rescue team to Nimba County has been postponed because the president is expected in Nimba on the 24th of June. So rescue team, where we are going nowhere for a rescue team. So They say, no, we can make it. This is the second time the trip to Nimba has been postponed. Yeah. What are you hearing, politics-wise? What are you hearing in the corridors there in Nimba County, Chris?
Well, Adamo, on a serious note, Nimba is in terms of politicking in our county. As you may be aware, sons of Nimba are also on the ballot for the presidency, and some are also on the ballot for VAD president. So it's time, and people continue to say there is no easy route, and some are also claiming that President, we are here for Nimba. Matter of fact, so he also.
The president, I want yellow story. The president, I want yellow story. He want yellow story.
and others are also saying that the CPP vast in a barrel, Jasmine Bronskin is also from Nimba. She going Yikepa.
Hello? Seem to be losing Chris due to network issues. Again, the call has failed. So we reconnect with Chris, but let's go to Bong County, where stinging revelations were made by former Senator Yala. Yala decided that he was going to open Pandora's box. In fact, he was going to unleash a barrage on the vice president, Chief Dr. Jua Howard Taylor. So now the Bongis themselves are in serious artillery mode. You know, they're unleashing heavy shells on each other. The vice president, up to present, I've not heard a response from her. Whether she or her supporters are going to respond to what the former senator said. But let's connect with Kongwe Bokokoli, the able Kongwe Bokokoli. Good morning, Kongwe. How are you doing?
Good morning, Damon, and good morning to the people there in Monrovia.
Your pele brother here, Emmanuel Pauline David. You speaking to him?
Good morning, Ime.
Yeah, good morning.
See, pele pole. I'm quick. Go informal. Good morning, Ime.
Pele solid already.
Speak pele now.
Good morning.
Now.
Okay,
let me touch it. Bow, you're shooting the money. Let me. How is Bong County this morning?
Well, Bong is good. From my end, Bong is good.
Political tension wise, the atmosphere, is it charged? Because we heard that Herren Yala didn't hold back punches. What are you hearing when it comes to politics and the revelation by former Senator Yala?
Well, politically, Bong is politically charged. Over the weekend, the former senator of Bong County, Honorable Henry W. Yala, again, showed to the public that he's so popular in Bong. Henry Willie Yala of recent openly declared support for the presidential bid of Alexander Benedict Cummings, the political leader of CPP and ANC. So officially he endorsed Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings on Saturday, and that program was held on County Field or the Dulucuna Sports Stadium here in Banga. Okay. And the people from across the country, attended that occasion, like people from the Kokoya area, people from Banga, citizens came from the lower belt, like the Totota, Talala people came from District 4. So, it was a colorful event. The area was Jay Park, and former Senator Yala openly pledged support to Alexander Benedict Cummings. And in that identical occasion, he said Alexander Cummings is the best alternative for the Liberian presidency, for the fact that this is a man who is willing to fight corruption. This is a man who is willing to face damages caused by past and present government. And he also encourages people to support Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings during that occasion. And Alexander Cummings officially accepted Senator Yala's support, told the people of Bong County that, again, he will try his possible best to lead this country in the right direction.
You talked about Henry Yala being popular and showing and demonstrating his popularity by contributing immensely to the crowd that we did see at the stadium there in Bond County. But it raises the question: if he's that popular, how come he lost his seat? And what sort of support in terms of votes can he bring to Bond County, to Cummins, from Bond County to Cummins, I should say?
Though Senator Yala was defeated by the current senator of Bong, the former senator, Yala was defeated by the current senator of Bong, Honorable Prince Kamamoy. But the game, at certain level, the former senator came second to Moy. So he also accumulated a huge vote from Bong County. But after the election, he attributed his defeat to some people from the CDC, the Coalition for Democratic Change, some members of the CDC, like the vice president. When he was contesting, the vice president did not support him. The vice president was clear that she cannot support the former senator because, he was not serving in the interest of the people. Like she spoke about Senator Yala used to go for brown envelope at MNG Go Liberia, not pushing what people should benefit from MNG Go Liberia. So for that, she was not going to support Senator Yala. In fact, she referred to Senator Yala as green snake in the grass. So, but then she encouraged people not to actually re-elect the former senator back then. And we started getting information that she was supporting Menipake Dumoy, who plans to bring back Taylor.
We stay on our campaign. Manipaka is still soliciting signatures to be able to go start the process. You wanted to appeal to the Bongi's love for Mr. Taylor. Apparently, that strategy didn't work.
Yeah, so some of the vehicles that Menipake Dumoy, was using, people alleged that the current VP gave the vehicle for Menipake Dumoy to campaign. And also, Superintendent Esther Walker did not support the former senator. So these are some of the things he said, led to his defeat during the 2026 election.
Is Henry Yala coming back? Is he making a re-entry into politics in Bond County, preferably the senatorial seat that is going to be up for contention come October 10, 2023? Have you heard anything of such from the former senator, whether he's interested in being re-elected back into the Senate?
Yes, some part of last year, Senator Yala openly declared, his intention to contest as senator of Bong. That occasion was held in Kokoya. But later this year, we started getting information that he was going to be selected as the running mate to Alexander Benedict Cummins.
That clearly didn't happen. So is senatorial ambition back on track? I know you've got contacts. Have you heard from him or anybody around his corner that he's going to do?
When that pronouncement was made, when we started getting the gossip, Senator Yala came back and said he wasn't contesting again, but he was going to support the senatorial bid of Representative L.W. Kafia of Electoral District number 5. Okay. So since then, he hasn't made any pronouncement whether he's coming back or not. So right now, he's focusing on the presidential bid of Alexander Benedict Cummins in the country. So you see him mobilizing some of the former supporters have already pledged support to the election of Alexander Benedict Cummins comes October 10.
Kongwe, let's just do a quick permutation there of Bong politics. We've seen prominent sons of Bong County, sons and daughters of Bong County, already taking their sides in the pending presidential elections in Liberia. We see Prince Moy on the side of the UP, the rescue team. We see Henry Yala on the side of the fixers. We see Vice President Joao Taylor, who's the vice standard bearer on the CDC ticket, and our current vice president on the CDC side. Plus, there are other influential sons and daughters of Bong County that I haven't mentioned that have also taken their side. Some are still sitting on the fence as well. When you look at the alignments, of these prominent sons and daughters, Is it safe to say Bong is going to be scrapped over? It's going to be fought over immensely, come October 10?
Exactly, Damo. And that's the analysis. More people who understand the politics of Bong, that's exactly what they are saying. Bong will be divided. You cannot underestimate the strength of former Senator Henry W. Yala with the kind of cry, I mean, that he put out on County Field. I mean, he cannot be overlooked in these elections. And the vice president, the current vice president, like you got people from the NPP, and there are people who were also appointed in government. Like currently they are part of the Born for We Are team, and they've been engaging the citizens like Augusta, I mean, Jennifer Flomo, you got James Double Nakulasawo, you got David Kule, you got Joseph P. Toa from the Coalition for Democratic Change. These are people who are part of the Born for We Are. And these are people who are from different districts, like you got Gabla Williams, in District 1 currently, helping people there. So you see, people are like saying they will also support the Coalition for Democratic Change because of these people. And you got Senator Prince Kamumoy, who is the sitting senator of Bong County, and he has. I mean, people have said he's one of the successful politicians in Bong for the fact that he won 2 different elections in District number 2 as senator. As representative, and at the level of the Liberian Senate, he won former Senator Henry W. Yala. So he still got strength in Bong. And I mean, Damo, when radio appearances are made by people from the Coalition for Democratic Change, we are only reading more of things. I mean, it is challenging though. And I mean, people criticize this government that they haven't done much. So we got the country got a vice president, I mean, Jewel Howard Taylor. But this government hasn't done much for the people of Bong. So you see people also talking about they will support, Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai. So Bong will actually be fought over.
Definitely. Emmanuel, any question for Kongwe before we let your Pele brother go?
Yes. As you gave your thought on those issues, I want to know, as it relates to those separate sides, who do you think, from your standpoint and your view as a journalist, has an added advantage in Bong County?
I mean, it is difficult to actually predict who will definitely take the day.
He wants to know
who has an added advantage.
You know, when you look at
added advantage. I mean, we are on the radio. If you listen to radio more things, I mean, but let's see how it will happen.
Okay.
We see more people going for Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai in Bong.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all opinion polls. They inform us, but they don't really represent what really the numbers will be. Three persons can sit in one corner and call more than 20 times on the radio. Opinion polls can only let you know that you need to re-strategize or where you might be. It doesn't really inform you 100%, especially the radio opinion polls that can be manipulated. But again, we're following the processes with eagle eyes, Kongwe. Any other thing from Bong you want to tell us quickly before we let go of you, sir?
Yeah, so quickly, just before I can take the overview, the Caterpillar issue is still in Bong, and MOE started making some interventions, and of recent, they toured the entire country. Places that are affected. I mean, they toured those places, and of recent started making some. They started making available chemicals to actually kill caterpillars, and that we receive report from the Joa end that I mean they are not in huge number like before. But last week we were getting report from some parts of Bong, like District 3, some of the towns and villages. They were still talking about this invasion, but Kari has been doing well. I mean, they said they've been receiving support from their different partners, and I mean, they are actually working with the local farmers, ensuring that they have this problem solved. And one thing they said, over time past, they having scientifically they haven't been studying. I mean, much about the caterpillars, but this time around, they're collecting specimens to have tests conducted. I mean, after that, they will know how to deal with them next time, because like after every 3 years, 4 years, you hear about. I mean, the invasion of caterpillars from Bon County. Usually they start from Zota district, and from the Guinea area. You know, Zota is very close to Guinea.
Okay. All right, Kongwe. Thank you so much. It's been a lengthy conversation with you. A very, very sound conversation for that matter as well. Thank you for updating us this morning from Bon County. Are you reading there?
No, you're welcome. That's why I don't love Monrovia.
Not your business.
How son are you?
The man ran away because he said the prices here too high. All right, Kongwe, bye-bye.
You're welcome, Chief.
So Kongwe Bokokoli there is our man in Bon County. Let's leave Bon now and make our way to Bomi. Let's see if we can get our Bomi County correspondent Aaron Kome on the line from Bomi there to bring us up to speed with the latest from Bomi County. From Bomi, we'll make our way to Cape Mount, where we have Siaze on the standby as well to update us from Cape Mount. We'll also go to Bapolu County. Solomon Tibla is our man there in Bapolu County. Lofa will also be visited by us once we can get our Lofa County correspondent on the line. Maryland, where Christian Appleton is for us there in Maryland as well. Grand Bassa County, we have King Brown. He's our man in Grand Bassa County. Will be the last county we do visit. So if you're listening to us and you are a journalist in any of the counties and you want to correspond and report for us, we do request that you get in contact with us. We need correspondence in Sino, in Grand Jita, in River G, in Grand Crew. We're still searching, but if you are a journalist or you can recommend a journalist for to us, we would really, really appreciate that. So we're not getting Aaron Kome. Let's now go to Cape Mount, where Siaze is on the line. Siaze is our man in Cape Mount County, Siaze Mauba. Let's see if we can get Siaze Mauba on the line from Cape Mount. So we've been to Nimba. Though our call to Nimba was disrupted, we'll try to reconnect with Fan. But let's go to Cape Mount County now, where Siaze Mauba is our man. Good morning, Siaze. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing quite well. I'm okay. Good morning, Emmanuel Davis.
Yes, good morning.
Okay.
All right. The man won't be held in contempt.
Right.
So, yeah. What's the weather like in Cape Mount this morning?
Well, as we speak now, the weather is cool. The sun is rising very beautifully, and it's shining on the geographical, species, as you can see. That's what making Grand Cape Mount County to be the most second beautiful county in the western belt of Liberia and the whole entire Liberia as well.
There you go. Cape Mountaineers. Cape Mountaineers. With the one street that going up and coming down. Okay. We leave it as it is. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, they say. Anyway, what's the latest there from Cape Mount, sir?
Well, what really happened now, or what really went on quite recently, La Cosa Teacher Training Institute, as you will be aware, is one of the renowned institution that really bring out or graduate professional teachers across the country. For the first of its kind, they had their first convocation on a Saturday, where they was able to graduate about 75 professional teachers across the 3 districts in Grand Cape Mount County. That was Gawula, Golakone, and Commonwealth District.
Okay. I heard that the Minister for State for Presidential Affairs, Reverend Wisa Blamo, was in Cape Mount and speaking to the issue of a school in a district that has been with our teachers and all of that. What's the latest surrounding that particular story? Have you heard anything? The school is actually in the concession area where B Mountain is operating as well.
Yes, Reverend Blamo was here and he visited one of the schools in Gawula, and between Gawula and Golakone district, where the school have been out of teacher for more than years now. It was been abandoned because even the school have been, facing some serious problem when it comes to teaching staff and what have you. So the school itself have been pleading to the Ministry of Education to deploy teachers, but since then, to no avail. So, I mean, there have been issues on ground, and I mean, the minister there visited the place, and that was an incident that was developed, but that was what he saw that was established when he visited the place. But actually, that's what happening, and the school is actually being in a kind of deplorable condition when it comes to the abandonment of the facility not being in a proper use.
Now, I listened to Minister Blamo's statement, and he said, now that we are aware of this situation, then it raises the question, Siaze, what has been done by your Grand Cape Mount County Education Officer, the county superintendent, the district representative, the commissioner of that particular area, and the rest of those people, that this thing would have lingered on for years? And the Minister of State will now say, now that we are aware, were they not aware that for years students were being deprived their fundamental rights of getting an education?
Well, I mean, that's just the biggest question that is surrounding the whole entire Cape Martinez, and I mean, it takes a person to answer that. But to be frank here, Diamond, politically, we have some division among our Cape Martinez here, and that have been one of the root cause of some of these problems. That be some of the issues of some of the problem, because this unity is actually being mounted very high between them. So as a result, I mean, they are not playing their roles as per the position they all occupies in, but rather, making way out to satisfy their political desire and what have you. So they prefer having a constituent from the political side than focusing on their basic job or their basic 2 hour as a person sitting in a particular position. So that is one of the problems that we've been facing here.
We hope those people will get the desired outcome. It will not just be a political statement, but again, it raises a severe question over monitoring and evaluation in our country. How do people go about doing their jobs? That a school will be abandoned for years, and now we're hearing it for the first time. I know that issue was raised not just by you today, but by Jenkins, Vanimo Bandi, and others who raised that issue. And for the fact that people will fold their hands and do nothing, and when it's reaching to elections time, and then we hear that, we'll work this thing out for you. Anyway, that's that. Emmanuel, any question you've got for Siaze? Any other issue as well?
Yes. My concern has to do with the issue of teachers graduating from the LACOSE. Do you have any sense of understanding as to whether those teachers will actually be deployed in and around the county? Because you've just stated the issue of schools having no teachers and other things.
Yes, Emmanuel, I can say yes, and I can say a big yes to that question again, because some of these teachers have already been they are in schools teaching, and some of them have been volunteering, and some of them been having some problem with regards to the document aspect, and they just this is an opportunity for them. For each of them that just graduated with a C certificate, a B certificate. And according to the CEO of LACOSE Teacher Training Institute, Kali Sari, he make mention that hopefully the next term, because this is just the first batch that was just trying to punch in to rival sport, Grand Cape County, and the way they have seen the momentum, he promised the Cape Martinez that they're going to make sure to say how best to start bringing the associate degree programs as soon as possible.
Okay.
So with regards to those teachers that was graduated, out of them we had about 21 female, among the 75, and the rest of them are male, which accumulated to 54 male and 21 female that graduated, which amounted to 75 graduates.
So we also want to say congratulations to Jenkins Vanimo Bandi and his madam. I was reliably informed that she graduated as well from that institution.
Yeah, sure. She was part of the
Araya in Moravia bag. All the G's.
That'd be great, guys. No, hey, anyway, let's leave that. We all
any other thing from Cape Mount you want to share with us quickly before we let go of UCAZ Moba?
Yes, I want to speak to our Kematinians and Liberian Dalash with regards to the disappointment that was just recently, that was just brought out from our people and sellers in the partisan from the Unity Party. So the Unity Party chairperson that is squarely, held in the whole entire Grand Cape County, have publicly appealed, through the media, publicly appealed that, the visitation of the former Vice President, Honorable Joseph Joubert Boakai, was postponed on time to the 22nd of this month. So we expect that, the Honorable man, the former Vice President, Ambassador Joseph Joubert Boakai, will be visiting Grand Cape County.
What was the reason for the postponement?
Well, details of such story was not told. I only met him and we talked lengthily, one-on-one, tete-a-tete, and he told me that, well, it was official and he had another emergency situation that he needed to attend to. That's brought the postponement of his tour in Grand Cape County.
Talking about what is the momentum? What is the momentum like leading up to the visit of the former Vice President? Today is the 19th, and you're talking about the 21, right?
22nd.
The 22nd. So we got a couple of days to that day. Yeah. When you look at momentum and mobilization being done by the Unity Party, what does that speak to? Is it going to be a massive turnout? Is there huge publicity, or the county is hugely quiet concerning that?
Well, I talk to an individual on the daily basis. We talk on one-on-one. The momentum of the former Vice President is high. Is actually growing in the minds of the people, and they are yearning of seeing him. Not only to see him, but they are actually working and willing to go for him. To be frank, we as journalists, we sometimes radically approach people and talk to them to like them to know their intent, to know their intention, and that was exactly sometimes I do sometimes, and I try to bring them close, and they make me to understand that the momentum, to be frank, Diamond and Emmanuel, the momentum here for GMB is high, is very high, is accommodated to the extent that I don't know what to say.
Where will the program be held? Where will his program be held?
They are thinking of having a program to two places. The visitation will be taking place to two areas. That is Kaula and Kopade. So that's the last place of Grand Cape County and the central circle of, the central part of, Grand Cape County. So that is the anticipated places that he is expecting to visit if possible.
Okay.
The last district and the central district in the in the county here.
Okay. All right, Siazi. Thank you so much. We appreciate your input on the show. We'd love to say thank you, and good morning to the people of Grand Cape County. We're passing our greetings through you as well. Thank you again.
Okay, thank you. Nice talking to you, Damo and Manuel. Have a blessed day.
You too. So Siazi Moba is our man there from Grand Cape County. Let's now leave Grand Cape County to move to Bapolu, where Solomon Tebla is. So we're still in Western Liberia, and we did attempt visiting Bumi, but we're unsuccessful. We did visit Cape Mount. Let's see if we can go to Bapolu County to speak to Solomon Tebla. He's our man there in Bapolu County as well. 3 minutes up to 9 a.m. This is the Today Show on Spoon 107.5 FM. We're also live on Super 95.5. Remember to keep playing the Spoon FM Mega Daily Cash Splash. It's just simple. Dial *799#. Like others are doing, we have a number of transactions, but you can play more. The good news is you can play more than once.
Yes.
You can play 3 times, you can play 4 times, you can play 5 times. It better your chances of winning as well. So what you need to do is to dial *799#. You click on option 3, which is Spoon FM, and after clicking on option 3, you proceed to paying. You select what wallet you want to use, whether your USD wallet or your Liberian dollars wallet as well. Having selected, if you're paying in LD, that is going to cost you 100 Liberian dollars. But if you're paying with USD, that is 0.70 cents. So all you do is 0.70 and you make the payment there. So we're unable to go to Gbapolu. We'll skip Gbapolu for now. We've not been able to go to Gbapolu and Bomi, two central western counties we've not been able to visit. But let's see if we can go to northern Liberia, Lofa County, speak to James Jala. James Jala is our man in Lofa County. Let's see if we can get James Jala on the line to tell us the latest from Lofa. From Lofa, we'll make our way to Maryland. Maryland will stop in Grand Bassa. And from Grand Bassa, we'll see if we can reconnect with Aaron Kome in Bomi and Solomon Tabla in Gbapolu County as well. So let's see if we can get James Jala on the line to speak with us from Lofa County this morning. This is the Today Show. We're live on Spoon. We're also live on Super FM. And again, it's an open call. If you do know a journalist, a local journalist that is in any of the counties, we're looking for correspondents. We're wanting to have many correspondents as well as possible to bring you the news from all across Liberia. Our country is not just Montserrado County. We need to get information from all the nick and cronies of our country. But we have Solomon Tabla on the line. Good morning, Solo. How are you doing?
Good morning, Dama. I'm good this morning. Especially Bobolu City is good also.
Bobolu good, and Emmanuel is here. You're speaking to Emmanuel.
Even what's up? Amen. Happy belated birthday.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Good morning, meal.
Okay.
You call it fool, eh?
No, what is it?
You call it fool?
My man, go straight to the point.
No, just answer the question. You call it fool?
Yeah.
He said, I said, how you manage to know how I'm eating? You know, you're eating pepper. And you just have to talk, your voice can be a bit jumpy. So I know they call if you say yeah, later one make a call later. So look, I'm a very keen observer. I observe things keenly. I listen a lot. Keenly too. So as I heard your voice, I said,
So, my man, you won't be social at Spoon Heaven, right?
Call it anything you won't call it. So what's the latest there from Gbapolu? Apart from the fact that you call your food just now, what's the latest? I won't keep you on the line for long. You have to eat.
Over the weekend, the National Public Health Institute of Liberia, NPHL for short, donated 2 motorcycles to the Gbapolu County Health Team for, when it comes to health issue in Liberia and other parts of Liberia, the issue of health is very keen. So NPHL decided to come in to help the Gbapolu County Health Team so that they can be able to buttress government efforts. Because NPHL is also part of the government, but these are things that people supposed to be yearning for. So according to NPHL, the man who is assigned, he's a son of Gbapolu. He's also one of the senatorial candidates of Gbapolu County. Paul Kennedy brought those 2 motorbikes to be presented to the county health team, and he presented it over the weekend at the Chief Jalalun Hospital.
So Paul Kennedy, who is reportedly going to be a senatorial candidate. As of now, he's just a hopeful. Or has he not resigned? And if so, why is he still chairing NPHL affairs when in Gbapolu as well, when the president did issue a mandate that all public officials who have an interest or aspirations should resign? Make us understand this as well. Is he still in the employs of NPHL?
Dama, that is the biggest question being asked on a daily basis in Gbapolu, because currently he's in the county and people are concerned. But when it comes to Gbapolu politics, people are not really concerned about the mandate that was given by the president of the Republic of Liberia as to who's supposed to be contesting. Once you are in the employ of government, you're not supposed to be contesting. But that's the biggest question being asked on a daily basis as to why is it still he's still in the employ of government? He have been nominated already. So currently he's one of the candidates that is contesting on the comes October 10, 2023. He will be on a ballot box, ballot paper when it comes to senatorial aspirant or senatorial candidate in Bapuru County. So the question being asked by many citizens who are concerned, who know, who have been hearing that those who are in the employ of government not supposed to be contesting. And
no, if you want to contest, you have to resign.
You have to resign, but he stay in the employ of Enfield. Currently, as we speak, he got Enfield Land Cruiser Jeep with him in the county. So
and he's been using the Jeep to embark on political activities.
I would not say that because even though he canvassing, he got other people on the field, but he always use the Land Cruiser Jeep because he has declared intention. People have been petitioning him why he have been in a Jeep. So the question you have asked as to whether he using the Jeep to canvass, I would not be able to say, but the citizens know what is unfolding.
Yeah, the citizens know you are there, Solomon. You follow things. I don't want you to say what you cannot substantiate. For that, I would not want you to say that. But you are in Bapulu. If Mr. Paul Kennedy, who is to be a representative aspirant, because right now nomination is on, senatorial aspirant, thank you for that. And he's still in the employs of Enfield, as you said, because from here we'll go and make our inquiries whether or not he has resigned from Enfield. If he has resigned, then the question is, why is he using Enfield vehicle? And why is Enfield giving him motorbikes to present? The reason I'm basing on this is it has got a political undertone. Because if somebody is to contest a senatorial position and he or she still occupies another position in government that has given them the privilege to give out needed equipment or tools, they can use that to get political leverage and say, oh, I gave you the motorbike. They can presentations can be made in a way it will appear like that person is the one who's giving out the goods, the service, or the equipment, or it was through their influence, and they will want to capitalize on that later during campaigning periods. So my question to you again is, when these political activities are ongoing and Mr. Kennedy is attending his petitioning and all of those things, and he's attending these political rallies, is he seen in an Enfield Jeep?
Damo, since I got to know that Honorable Paul Kennedy, who is contesting, he wants to be the next senator of Bapulu County. Since he has been embarking on his political activities, he has been in Enfield Jeep.
He has been in the Enfield Jeep.
Yeah.
And he was the one that presented the motorbikes on behalf of Enfield.
Yeah, over the weekend he donated, he presented those two motorbikes at the Bapulu County Health team, and it was received by the county health officer, that George and Peter. He received those items and he assured Enfield that those items will be used for the intended purpose.
Okay, you said he's the county coordinator, or what's his position at Enfield?
He's one of the consultants.
Okay, he's a consultant.
Yeah, at Enfield.
Okay, we'll follow that up. Anything else from Bapulu you want to share with us?
Yeah, Damo, in one of the hard-to-reach districts in Bapulu County, we received this information yesterday that a lady who had been pregnant, a 27-year-old lady who was pregnant and trying to give birth, just within 2 days, they saw her lying in one of the tubs with water inside the tub, and they saw her lying dead in the tub. But allegedly, those who were conducting delivery, they were TMM. That's that TTM, right? A traditional midwife group. They were conducting this delivery, and she passed up, and they left her in the tub and they ran away in Kumbo Town in Combat District, one of the districts in Bapulu County.
So she died during labor, and she was abandoned by those who were doing the delivery. She was allegedly abandoned by those who were carrying out the delivery.
Surely, Damon, surely. That's the sad news we got from Kongba district in Bapulu County.
So with that being done, have they been able to trace those who were carrying out the delivery to find out what really went wrong? We do know that things can happen, especially during labor. Tragedy can strike. But to leave the person there and abandon that person without giving any sort of reason or explanation, any sort of investigation launched into this matter? Have you heard anything whether or not they're looking for those midwives who are carrying out the delivery?
Damo, it has been said all over Bapulu, especially not only Bapulu but all of the counties in Liberia, that when you got a lady who is pregnant and you got to know that there are complications, you have to carry them to the facility for delivery. So the information we're gathering, up to present, we have not established as to whether they have arrested whosoever that were connected to this lady. But Bapulu is one of the counties, one of the hinter county, especially when you don't have the presence of our police and other security apparatus in some of those districts we have in Bapulu. So that is very key in Bapulu, to find security officers to go after those who have committed hinder crime in some of those districts. Is one of the key things we are concerned. The people of Bapulu are currently concerned with. So, but to answer your question, up to present, we have not established as to whether they have apprehended some of those who were connected to this lady who is currently, she has been buried because it took place 2 days ago. She has been buried, and up to present, we have not established as to who all those who were part of the process.
Okay. All right, Solomon Tebla, it's tragic to know. And we really will be following up this story. Why did they abandon the lady when they found out that she had complications and she was left in the top? That is tragic, though. All right.
Dama, this is a teaser. Let me ask you, what would happen if you were one of those who were involved into this attitude, and you got to know that the person who you were treating or you were trying to rescue a pastor? What you do? Will you stay there?
The truth of the matter is, I didn't cause her death. If I did, then it's going to be negligence on my part. But to flee, that's another thing. You running away in itself symbolizes some sort of guilt.
Certainly.
What didn't you do
illegal.
wrong?
It's illegal.
Yeah, so once you decided to do something illegal, you should also be prepared to face the consequences, though.
Okay.
That's just a fact. We shouldn't condone this. Oh, run away, then you come back later when people had come down. You come and talk.
It's like exacerbating the entire situation.
You can't do that. So if you were actually performing a good service and it went wrong, it's better to come up with the facts and let the facts be established. And tell where you aired and all of that. But if you run away, then you come out later and say, "Oh, yeah, I'm mean it." That's that. So to answer your question, that's my stance on that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Like which soup you are eating? Hey, but I want to know.
Eating real soup.
And I hearing 10 o'clock we your boy on second face. Baba Solo. Yeah. You're welcome. Enjoy your meal. Yeah, we kept you on the line for at least 12 minutes. So that his food, okay. Yeah, I missed that. We'll get Solo. We'll ask about Amara Kone as well and his chances in Bapulu. Somebody wanted to know, but we'll definitely get Solo back on the line tomorrow. But the tragic story there, a lady died doing childbirth. This again, look, Emmanuel.
Yeah,
we still have got a very, very long way to go in Liberia in terms of development in all aspects of our society, whether it's healthcare, whether it's education, whether it's road connectivity, whatever it is, whether it's science and technology. We've got a long way to go. We really have got a long way to go. And midwives, traditional midwives, play a crucial role in rural Liberia. where we have so much not the presence of medically trained practitioners. We rely on traditional midwives, but there can be complications.
Sure.
That is one of the key reasons we want our medical practitioners and our security apparatus and everybody else to take outstation postings. I went to Bombing County around Clay, the Clay area there. There is one very popular nurse, very popular. Even during the president's tour, she was singled out for commendations. While others have fled, that there are no good living places, people don't have social amenities and all of these things. It takes a different breed of human to brave all of these things. It's true, you can sacrifice, but if a sacrifice is not being met halfway, you sometimes don't want to continue sacrificing.
Sure.
But I'll get her name. She was singled out. She was all of the praises and accolades. In as much as we want our people to take postings into rural areas, we should also be able to provide them with the basic necessities. And it's not only about the government. Communities can do the same as well.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a movie. I don't know the title. I've forgotten the title. But I'll just give you the storyline. It was about this Congolese doctor. He left from the Congo and went to France to study. And after graduating as a medical doctor, his friends were getting big postings and all of those things. But there was this small town that they needed a doctor. And because of how rural the town is, and the far from the city life and all of those things, it's a small town. Many doctors refused to go in there. So he decided to take the posting, a black doctor in a predominantly white part of France. It wasn't easy for him to get assimilated into the system, right?
Mm-hmm.
But up to date, it's a true story. His family are legends in that particular part of France. He's being honored,
mm-hmm.
And it was a community initiative.
Sure.
The community went for a doctor and they brought him there, and he braved the storm. Communities can do the same. If the government is not willing or not ready to build a nurses' quarters for you, you can embark on a self-help project and build a nurses' quarter. And then you invite nurses to say, okay, we have the quarters, we have the clinic, we have this, well, the community is going to be subsidizing your stay and everything. Because at the end of the day, you are the end users.
Sure. Certainly.
You are the end users. I've seen cases where villages,
mm-hmm.
I attended school with people that were sponsored by villages. People that were sponsored by villages. They were in school on village scholarship. The village people will take and put money in
mm-hmm.
to pay your fees. If you're a smart kid, they will select people annually and they will pay their fees. And you go to college. So at the end of the day, you go back and you develop your community. So every time we put our hands up, the government, it's true, government should provide the enabling environment, but ask what you can do for yourselves as well.
Sure.
It's happening in Liberia though, but it's on a very, very low level. If the government is not doing it, my people, why you can't meet the government halfway? Because you have to help yourselves.
Sure.
You have to help yourselves. You build a nurses' quarters. The clinic is there. You people start to, okay, Nora Hooks says she watched that movie as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Netflix. You can go and watch it. It's a nice movie. Let's do this. It's in our communities. We sit down. Our community roads with all
with spur beyond.
Big ditches, not no longer small potholes, so real ditches.
The erosion.
We'll all sit and fold our hands and say, we're waiting for government to come and do it for us. Meanwhile, we have vehicle owners. If you don't have a vehicle, you can come in with motorbike.
Mm-hmm.
You can ride keke to come in.
One way or the other,
you're using that road.
Mm-hmm.
You're using that road. So why is it community dwellers will not put themselves together and say, you know what? Let's contribute. And when we get a parcel of money or an amount of money, we can either go to the how they can call it, the government of Liberia, or we can go to whoever to help us. So you know, Diamond, our mothers need to be careful about delivery, but majority of women going on operation, so healthcare is needed to provide. Okay, yeah, we need that.
Sure,
we need that. So we all need to start to accept and contribute to solving our own little problems at the community levels. Why do you have a community chairman? The community can institute levies. Emmanuel, the community can institute levies. All you need to do is to go to the MCC and other regulatory authorities and let them know that you'll be instituting this and what the money will be used for. You can institute levies on shops, on homes, on various businesses at the community level. That money can be gotten, put into a community account, and you institute projects in your community.
Sure.
It's not rocket science.
That's a way of budgeting your own effort.
It is not rocket science. Why will we always wait and fold our hands and wait for national government or for some politician to come do political humanitarianism with us, when we can do it for ourselves? The only time I've seen Liberian communities most at times coming together when no current. I think you can see community unity.
Yeah.
If no current, if the transformer burn or got busted, or the transmission line get problem or something, and no current. Now when you see people take up a boy and pen and be moving in the community, we're paying 200 for LECU, we're paying 200 for LECU, we're paying 200 for LECU. Now when you can see the community can really pull together, if you can do that to collect money, to get yourselves reconnected, because you know the current so sweet. Why can't we do that for our own little community projects? Why can't we do that? You have clinics in your community that do not have medicine. Now, the first point of contact you can go to if you have issues. Why can't we all contribute and say, okay, this is what we have. Every year, we'll do this. We'll buttress the clinic's efforts by getting medical supplies. Why can't we take up community projects? Everybody will get in their BB jeeps and be dodging. You can choose which hole you want to go in. Okay, then 1 or 2 deep. I'll go in there one. Yeah, all right. I'll pen on the other side and go in the other hole. Yeah. But you there. When motorbike men reach you to your community intersection, you can't go inside. So you have to walk. We have to walk. Because you see the water alone. Just like rivers.
Yeah, river. St. John River.
But you're proud.
You know, Dama, these things are workable, but the issue, the mentality of the people plays a very major role in these things. You only see people coming out in the pretense of doing these things, perhaps initiating some projects when they have an inner intent, perhaps political intent. That's when you see people coming up with these ideas. You know, they want to initiate projects, and I call it cosmetic project because, you know, Damo, as you said, there are areas in communities that if heads are put together, level heads are put together, you can make some change. Instead of just, you know, letting it be and you want government to do all. You know, doing these things is a means of budgeting government effort. You know, the saying say, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And what you can do for your country, it returns to you because you are the people living in that vicinity. You are the people living in those areas. But we put all blames on government shoulders. And it will even interest you that for people to even clean their environment, they are depending on government heavily. And these are things that cause health hazard, and then you guys are greatly affected by these things. You know, diarrhea, other things. So all of those things matters. It is very important. And back to the issue in Grand Cape Mount, I think those midwives in those areas,
it was in
Bapolo rather, they need to be responsible enough. I've found on that. They need to be responsible enough. You know, these things, even in the bigger hospitals, people carry on some of those operations and then at times people die. They will not run away. They will not run away. It's like exacerbating the problem that you've already created. So all you need to do is just to, find a way out. If it happened, oh yes, it happened. And that's it. Instead of you running away and doing these things. So nurses in areas need to be, that is in line with your ethics. That's in line with ethics. Nowhere on earth you see doctor running away from patient while in the process of treating the patient and something start to happen. Instead of you solving the problem and then you run away, that is not a very good. And it paints a darker picture for you people.
For me, it's just a what if. What if they had called for help? That woman's life could have been saved, including that of her unborn baby. What if they had stayed and called for help to say, oh, it reached the point that we can't make it anymore. Let's see how best we can get her to an advanced or more, advanced location so that she can get treatment. What if they would have done that? What if? That is the question. But again, Soko Harris sent a link and said, this is our initiative we are undertaking in our town, Zigida, Zozo District, Lofa County. We are currently roofing this health center as I'm writing. The government cannot do all. VOA Road in Burville, where some representatives residing, but the road is extremely deplorable. This is from Emmet M. Jabate. So again, we can do for ourselves the little that we can do.
Sure enough.
The little that we can do can go a long way in helping us, because government cannot do it all. To all community leaders, what we do on this show, we just don't come in the morning and just criticize and critique things. We also give you some solutions that if you follow, they might yield you good results if you decide to follow them now. Communities can tax homes. You can call it your community development tax. You can call it your community levy tax. You can call it whatever name you want to call it. A reasonable amount.
Sure.
Before you do that, you invite the community to a meeting. You let them know that this is going to be instituted, and you let national government know through the Monrovia City Corporation and that of your representative and any other requisite authorities know, so that you have the proper authority that will be collecting community revenue or community levy. This amount is going to go to X, Y, and Z. We'll either use 20% for projects that we will agree on, another 20% to sponsor smart students in our community so that they go to school and get acquire education, and another percent for this and that. You outline what you want to use the money for. You start to collect the money, and you be very, very responsible and accountable to your people. You start that. And start to take on projects at the community level. Look, you can even invite other stakeholders to rallies and launchings and everything.
I mean NGOs.
Yeah. And you can start to build up your community. It works. It works because from our traditional background, people do communal labor. They're cool that people can go on a farm.
Yeah.
Well, today you go to Pasa farm. You go work there.
It's a collaboration.
The next week you go to Mamusu farm. You go work there. The cool. It shows you that there is strength in numbers. And when you have a united vision, you can achieve. What one man will take 6 months to brush, 30 men will take a week to clear. That is increasing productivity right there through communal labor. But you know what? All of us put our noses in the air and we don't care. Once I get my 4x4 Land Cruiser, I don't get time for the potholes. My shock absorbers are strong enough. I will navigate through. Once me, I feel like I don't get car. Like me coming feel rule for those that get car. No, I will not do it. That mentality. We need to desist and start diverting from that mentality to a better one. That together as a community, let's do this. Let's embark on a community project. Let's put our money together. And then when we have a certain amount, we will go to public works and tell public works that, look, Since the road project, your king, you did the estimate or whatsoever, you see that 20,000 to do it, but you ain't getting incoming budget. We've been able to raise 5,000. So you can start doing the work. And that probably will put in the other money, or we'll start to see how best we can get some money. It's just for your own good. What are you renting in our community? You're not renting because some people say, oh, I'm renting. I also moved to my good house, my own house. So why can I pay for community road for? It's not about that. It's about the fact that you've helped to do something. And even tomorrow, after you've moved from that community, the road will be there. You still come out and use it, or somebody else will use it, and they will benefit from what you did. Don't just put your hand on your ear and say, I also move. Why doing anything for my tenant in a place? You tenant in a place, but you know how much you're spending on repairing your car? You know?
Damo, that's a very brilliant idea. But the question is, in various communities around Montserrat and in parts of Liberia, who are those people that are willing to initiate these things?
It starts from someone.
You can have the great ideas, but the implementation of those things, that's why I always tell people, we've gotten good laws, policies on the book, but the implementation of those policies has become a very, major problem that have caused this country to be where it is. Actions speak louder than words. You can have all of those good things in the book, but to implement it, all of those good ideas, but the implementation of those things plays a very major role. It plays a very major role. So that's a very brilliant idea, but to see it is a brilliant and a workable idea, but to see it, come to fruition.
This is what Nora said. Nora Hooks said, in my community, we have contributed several times for road projects. To date, the road is yet to be worked on. What happened to the money? These community leaders are not trusted with people money. That again is another thing. That is why it is good when you are formulating such. It's not only going to be occupied by community leaders. You have others who are non-community leaders but permanent and prominent citizens or residents of that community forming part of the board and signatories to whatever money that will be collected and whatever accounts the money will be placed into, so that you have equal representation. You have community leaders who are elected. You also have community permanent members as well, cutting across, so that community leaders cannot go in a meeting and just use the money anyhow. They'll have to consult with those who are not a part. But again, corruption is another thing that's in our fabric.
Yes. Accountability.
Yeah, accountability. So again, the ideas are good, but as you said, Emmanuel, the implementation aspect void of greed.
Yeah.
Greed and corruption.
And Damon, you made a point initially concerning community dwellers coming together when there is an issue.
Current.
You know what? Sometimes you see people really pushing those things. When they collect the money, I'm not trying to, accuse, but when they collect the money, there are some huge amount that is not spent. And the issue of accountability when it comes to that is very low. So at the end of the day, when these things happen, you will see 1 or 2 persons, as soon as they connect some LET workers and then ask, oh, my man, we have a problem with our transmitter and stuff like that. And when the person, oh, my man, we can fix it, then they will come. All of those $5, $10, do you think there is a level of accountability? Okay, let's see. You guys spend SYC. Where is the remaining ones? You see people getting engaged in these things because they know that they have that chopping. And that's why I can tell people as well. People are getting glued to government job. People want to go into the public sector rather than the private sector, because one thing I will tell you is the issue of accountability. You cannot work in the private sector and then you think you will just do anything and go scot-free. But you can work in the public sector. People can carry on corrupt acts. The issue of accountability in the public sector is very low than the private sector. So you'll see in a community, a man will work with NGO and other places, other private institutions. He will work for a huge number of years. But You'll see a man working in government for 4 or 5 years, but his wealth he will get over time will be more than that man that have worked for 10 years in the private sector. So people see government as a way of enriching themselves, all because of accountability, Damon. All because of accountability. Just go and do your survey. Some of these petitions you see around here, people want to get that link, that proximity with some people that they think will plug them in some places, and people are wanting to become lawmakers, not because they want to change the narrative of things. No. All because of the issue of accountability. Just me, Damo, if the issue of accountability was very high in the public sector, I'm not saying people will not want to go there, people will go there, but you will see the amount of people that will have that yearning for these things, they even want to kill themselves.
But if they kill themselves, then how to occupy the position?
Well, I mean, they are fighting with that strength, blood, and everything. All because of accountability. You can see times without numbers. We have seen people being, linked with corruption. What have come out of it? We have seen people over time, not even in this government, in previous government, in the Salif government. Edison has the issue of no car, and she took responsibility. What become of it? These are things people see, people see these things and draw that conclusion and know that when they get into this position, they do these things, nothing will come out of it. So you'll see more people going into the public sector than the private.
Okay. All right. Emmanuel, I agree with you there. The issue of deterrence, serving deterrence to people, is not so predominantly strong in our public sector. You go there and you try to be an agent of change, somebody will tell you that the thing will be doing well. You don't come in here to come and let you know plenty. And at the end of the day, if the system is inherently destroyed or damaged, one man, you try your best, but the system again is going to swallow you up. Because if the boss that you're making a report to benefits from the corruption, how is he going to take action on the report? As you said, the private sector has got more of the MOE, the monitoring and evaluation. There's so much more. There are strong deterrents. They don't joke because it's all about profit making.
Yeah.
It's about spending less and making more profit. It's about efficiency. You don't go to a private institution and you go and waste the time of the employers. You don't do that. That is why if you have relatives overseas or you have friends overseas, you know how they rush to go to work, how they rush to be punctual, how they rush to do their work, how efficient they are. Because if you're not efficient, you are going to bear the brunt of it. Whether you be suspended or dismissed or whatever it is, the reprimanding aspect is strong. That is what is lacking in the public sector. Productivity. It's not utilized at the highest. Somebody goes to work and be on their phone while they're playing Zuma.
Oh, yeah.
I know a friend of mine who lost his job because of a Facebook post. He was supposed to be doing the women work. You know what he was doing? He was watching football game on his computer.
Okay.
And he decided to take the picture and post it on Facebook. It was a Champions League night. Forgetting to know that he's friends with his boss.
Okay.
So when he, took the phone, did the selfie, and posted it that he was watching the game as well, his boss saw it and said, "Oh, come to my office. He's ought to be doing our work.
And now you
here on Facebook watching football game, using company resources, our time that we pay you for, and all of those things." He didn't lose the job, though. He was suspended. He was suspended because of that. Because of that. So the people are big on productivity. They're big on efficiency. And that's not what we're big on in Liberia. We want to be seen as we are working. And I saw that a lot when I was assigned with the president. People want to be seen as if they are working, but they are not actually working. So it's all about acting as if you are. So when the president is to visit a place, the people will gather their people to come and read petition, and they'll just be mentioning that one person's name. Oh, thank you, Mr. President, because if not for Emmanuel Kpalin David, we won't get drinking water in the place. The man you send here for us, Emmanuel Kpalin David, he's doing so much for us. And Emmanuel Kpalin, they will just be reciting your name, paid for publicity. They want the leader to know or to hear that they are working. What should actually show that you are working is your delivery results.
Show.
Not 3 or 4 persons coming stand online to read a petition that they've been coerced into reading with your name in it to make it look like you working. Had it not been for Emmanuel Kpalin David, we tell you thank you for Emmanuel Kpalin. That's the thing we're here for. We're here to see the results. When you are sent to a government agency like LWSC, a state-owned enterprise that is supposed to make money for the government and provide clean and affordable water and sewage services to the Liberian people, and you go there, and for months in, months out, water and sewer can provide water. Then I have to say thank you for Emmanuel Kpalin David. When your employees cannot get paid on time, an institution that's supposed to raise its own revenue. Ask yourselves, our service providers, our government-owned service providers, are they providing the services for us?
That's the question.
But people want to be seen like they're working. So they'll pay people to wear t-shirts. They'll pay people to do staged, managed things. You go there, you collect 20. You spend 30,200 in 1 day time. You come back to your life of misery. These are the kind of things we're talking about. Not to be seen with t-shirts on, or go to one place, then you pull up crowd to come make it look like you're working. When you're supposed to do your statutory responsibilities, then you call us here at Spoon TV. We'll take your money because we're a business. To say, follow me, let me go, follow me, let go. So I can dig one hole and say I'm working, so the president people can see that I'm working. See that kind of pretentious thing that we're here for? At the end of the day, we hurt our country even more because we want to be seen like we're working. When you're going clean one gutter, which you're supposed to be doing, it's like a father, you know, bragging and boasting that I can buy my child milk. Who's about to buy a child milk? If not you,
it's your responsibility.
It's a responsibility. Then you come and say, I can buy my child milk. And no, yeah, you do buy a child milk, but who's about to buy a child milk? Not you. If you don't do it, who's about to do it for you?
You do it.
Your own responsibility, you're doing it, then you want to brag and boast about it. What extra then? That's just how most of our government officials behave. Those that are entrusted in public offices.
And I think it is wrong because the issue of serving, it comes with honor. And you were choosing among 4 million people, 5 million people to serve. And your decimal performance is not only a disgrace to you, but even also to those who you are linked to. And that is wrong. I think people should get another thinking about public offices, not only to enrich yourself, but it is a honor to serve as a Liberian. Even my being here on this radio, I see it as a privilege because there are people who are even more competent than me setting out. And I have been given this task to perform. So performing decimally for me is not just a disgrace to me, but even my family that I'm linked to. So that is the same that goes to those who are in public offices. The opportunity have been given you among many people. Why can you perform? If there is a problem, communicate the problem. Say it so that the blame cannot be shifted on you. But you just keep tight-lipped. You don't talk anything, and you just occupy the position, enjoy the luxury that comes with the position. You don't care about whether your tax that you've been given, it is in a right direction or the right trajectory, but you just sit and enjoy the luxury that comes with it. But remember, history will judge you. We will say, oh, we have XYZ minister, that serve a particular term in a particular government, and this is how this individual serve, and that goes to your family line as well.
Can I say something to you quickly before we go to what we plan as a surprise for on the show this morning? How many times did you see, apart from when she started working at LEC with the anti-power theft team, how many occasions did you see Mary Burr, taking journalists around Facebook Live to say, oh, I'm going to do some kind of project, you'll follow me and that kind of stuff? Your work
speaks.
Your work precedes you. It can go ahead of you, your reputation.
Yeah.
It can go ahead of you, whether good or bad. It can go ahead of you. When you're working, you don't need, it's the media that will go and look for you.
Yeah.
To highlight your story. Because we'll hear the echoes. We'll see the ripple effects. We'll feel it. That there is this person who was sent to this government agency and has revamped that place. One of such persons is Sam Manna. I follow his works at the National Insurance Company of Liberia with keen eyes. Sam Manna. Did you know about NICO? The National Insurance Company of Liberia.
Yeah.
Have you heard of NICO?
Yeah.
It's one of the places that were way down the line in terms of being known. But we have a national insurance company.
Sure.
That is by mandate to raise revenue for the government of Liberia and provide affordable insurance services to the Liberian people. Government take all their contract and carry to private institutions. You have your own. Why are you not doing business with your own? Why are you not empowering your own to say the state-owned insurance company is going to be the one to do insurance claims on all government, entities and employees and all that kind of stuff to raise revenue and make sure that it's good and it's proper and it's at an affordable rate? So Sam has gone to NICO and he's doing a great job. He has breathed new life into that place. Is he shouting around on the radio, carrying Facebook journalists and things around? No, he's not. He's working quietly. And the returns are speaking. He was once presidential press secretary. And some kind of propaganda played. And he was reassigned to NICO. He's doing a good job. There are others who are doing great jobs. They don't need to pretend as if they're working. You there. You want all you working, but your employees are crying. The services that you have to provide to the Liberian populace, we cannot get it from you. When you go to your ministry or your agency, do you even do evaluation to look at what level of work has been done? If you've reached a threshold, do they even set agendas and ceilings and goals to meet? You the leader of the place, you go to work by 2. You the leader of the place, you go to work by 2. You do nothing. You sit at home and you expect productivity to happen.
No, it doesn't happen one day.
When the leader is not around, everybody does their own thing.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody cares. You can't sit there and say, oh, that government work. But other governments are productive.
Yeah.
They're productive. You finish? When you finish suppressing us, then you take the money again. You can't use it to entice and woo us. The service that we're supposed to enjoy, because you fail to provide us with good, safe drinking water at the LWSC and good sanitation services, when you can't pay hand pump for us, you have to make it look like a big thing you're doing. Because if water and sewer was working efficiently and providing the services, though it cannot cover the entire country, but that thing will be minimized. You don't be coming to us with hand pump in our community and you can make it like Murah. That is why other democracies have graduated from this petty political humanitarianism.
Sure.
Petty things.
And we're still struggling with it.
Still struggling. Imagine a whole country. We got one DNA machine in a country that was news for weeks. One DNA machine that was donated to us was news for weeks. We've gotten so used to not having anything that when current is stable for a week, we can get confused.
We celebrate.
No, we can become skeptical, Emmanuel. And say,
how come?
How LEC acting so?
And trust me, happening if you in my ear.
Yeah, how LEC acting so? They gave you a current scale like daily week. Something going on.
Something going on.
Because we've gotten so used to things not working in our country that when things are working, it becomes abnormal.
Yeah, certainly.
It becomes abnormal to us. That is why when lights are switched off by LEC, we yell, ooh. When current switched back on, yay.
It sounds funny,
but that is where we are. It's sad.
Very sad.
It's sad that we are still celebrating current being turned on and current being switched on, turned off and switched on. We still haven't got used to having stable electricity. That if we have stable electricity for a week, it raises alarm. When current goes, we know that it's supposed to happen, so we so okay with it.
Yeah, we're okay with it.
But when current is stable, we confuse. And start asking ourselves, since today don't carry current, yo,
we got an issue.
3 days now, yeah, when they're ready for all to carry again, you know, that is how we are.
It's sad. Seriously, it's sad.
That is where we are. And people want to be seen like they're working. Like they're working. That's how we've made this system to be. And for us, the younger generation, if we ride on the same wave, I'm telling you, we are going to leave a country that even our kids will not want to inherit. I'm telling you, if we do not start to be the change that we want to see and be like a same manner and go to a place and breathe new life into it and not just go and follow the same thing, then what difference have we made? What difference have we made? We're speaking to the consciences of our people, those who are leaders. Lead with works, with actions. Everything doesn't have to be politics.
No.
Everything doesn't have to be politics. You don't have to suppress us to give us reprieve to win votes. You don't. You don't have to politicize transform us. Transform us. When somebody brings transformer in the community, he will write it down as some of the things he achieved, why you should vote for him or her, because they provided you with transformer, or they were able to have gone to negotiate. There was one case that the representative wasn't around and the transformer was brought, and he said that transformer shouldn't be installed until he's there. You know why?
To claim the glory.
He wants to stand by the transformer and take pictures. Your oversight responsibility. If LEC has got your people in darkness, you as the representative can use your oversight and your influence to make sure your people get the basic amenity of electricity. You don't need to stare and gloat over it. I brought your transformer, and the reason you should vote for me because they call me current hero. If our state-owned enterprises, if the oversight was done by the legislature properly, and we had decided that, look, we've tried this experiment, it's not working, let's privatize or go into a public-private agreement with LEC and some private company, and let's share distribution to companies, let them have zones, and let each private company take care of a particular zone to provide efficient and affordable electricity to our people, you wouldn't be transformer hero. But you know why they don't want to do that? So they can always play transformer hero.
Yeah, they don't subject you to the life.
That's all. So they can always play transformer hero. You think a representative or a councilman in America, you know, or an adult man in America get time to come stand by the people and say that the reason your current was off and on and I make it stable that because of me?
These are basic living.
No, those things are
you need to have it.
The crumbs of the matter, the way down, the insignificant. The insignificant. But those are significant things in our country. significant things in our country. That a man will bring transformer. Now, even money buy.
Money buy.
You may negotiate with LEC, using his political office, and they brought a transformer. Then you put it in things that he did for you over 6 years. Provided 13 transformer to 14 communities.
You know why they're going to be talking?
Yeah. The high school had no zinc.
I put
zinc there. I use my own money to. You think you are doing your oversight responsibility and making sure the Ministry of Education was providing basic education to our school-going children. And our law says the resources should be distributed equally. You think if you were doing that, it was robust. You stand up and say, oh, the school never has zinc. And I mean, from my own set packet. You take my picture outside the bono of zinc. I think you'll be doing that kind of thing.
And that's the thing. Leaders subject the people to a low lifestyle that they will always want to become the hero. Because if you are living a destitute life, you will always run to them. And when they do a petty thing for you, they will use that. So that is just wrong. And our country have suffered on this for a very long time.
You got our youth.
Our country have suffered on this for a very long time.
Into moth for hire. Instead of you providing them technical education, vocational education, you've turned us into moths for hire. We must sing, I will say it to you, before we can eat. That's where we are. That people will form battle cry groups.
Oh, yes.
And print t-shirts to be beyond politicians to survive. You think if that man had the technical and vocational skill set, and he was involved in some work, probably as an air condition technician or something else, working, making his money, you think he will get time to go sing I Will Say Beyond You? You not get time to sing I Will Say Beyond You, because the time you be taking to be singing I Will Say, you'll be using that time to be working. That's our time to be working. Doesn't have that time. You'll be working. Empower us. You refuse. Empower us.
Rather than subject you to destitution.
But you call us, my man, I want you to bring 300 men. Each of them are 30. Then the men are mobilizing the 300 men for the 30 men. That 20 are giving all of you. Then the other men who on top of the group now, the leader of the group was my man are fling and give all. Yeah, like, that's how we are.
So sad for our country.
If we can sell our voter cards for 10 to 20 USD, our franchise, that's where we are. Do you think if that man, it's not all about formal education. No, it's not all about formal education. There is informal education as well.
Yeah.
There is vocation and technical education. Where are we, young people, old people, middle-aged people? When you sit back and look at Liberia, is it the Liberia that you want to leave for your children? Is it the Liberia that you had envisioned when you were young and now you're old? It's not about CDC. It's not about UP. It's not about CPP. It's about Liberia. If a politician can sit in an office and a company will want to come to Liberia and you will say, my man, I give me 20% in our company, or give me 10% before you can come and provide jobs for my people, then what are you? Should you be called honorable?
No.
Do you deserve that title, honorable? Are you an honorable person? How do you feel when all of your kids, you've given them better education, you send them out of the country because everything I hear to you that trash? When the small scholarship come for people to go on, you tell your children, deserving people to go on, they say scholarship, let's say politicianship. You tell your children, who are not even scholars, by the way, in the first place, you deny others the opportunity. You send them out. You suppress us. Your children will come back with better education, more qualified than we are, and you give them positions again. So the vicious circle is just going. Just going. Just go. Just go. It's food for thought for you. What we planned to do as a surprise, we'll do it on Wednesday. It's food for thought.
I think this is very important.
It's food for thought.
It's very important.
If that's where you want to be, we can't even move in our own country freely this time, because if you're moving, once you wear cool clothes, you become a subject of immense begging. You become a subject of immense begging. Because somebody is hungry. He or she sees you as somebody who is of means. So if they beg you and they can't get it, they start to rob you. So we have a country now where even if you're making it, you have to be careful of how you even move about, because somebody is going to target you for that. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we?
It's about time Liberians make a decision that will be in their favor.
Where are we?
And not in the favor of others.
To conclude, Emmanuel, my alma mater, the high school that I attended, the Sweju Senior High School, back then it used to be the Sweju Secondary School, Senior Secondary School. I saw pictures of the school on social media 3 days ago. I'm part of the social media group, the Facebook group. And I couldn't recognize much of the school compound anymore.
It's a public school?
It's a public school. You know why I couldn't recognize much of the school compound anymore? The level of changes. The level of changes. Look at Tottenham High. As iconic as Tottenham High is, the building is dilapidated, breaking down. We are proud. So what we do now is we take our kids, we send them Ghana to go to school. Because we say better schools there. You think the better schools are in Ghana? You think who running those better schools?
Because we have created a mess here.
All right, folks. Bye-bye to you. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Food for thought. Bye-bye to you.
Bye-bye.
Let's cross over to get you the news, Spoon News. Sorry we couldn't take your calls. We needed to speak to your consciences this morning. We needed to have this conversation as well. And it's a conversation that we need to have always on the radio. And not just about politics and politics and politics and politics. What are we doing for ourselves? What are we doing for our country? Let's listen to the news across the Spoon Network. Bye-bye. Have for yourselves a wonderful day.
Spoon News Summary, Lorena Henry. Over 400 pilgrims are expected to depart Liberia on Tuesday for the pilgrimage to Mecca, Saudi Arabia, as a part of the rituals of the Islamic faith. The Grand Mufti of Liberia, Sheikh Abubakar Sumor Woro, apologized to the pilgrims for the embarrassment caused by the changes of flight schedule. Addressing a press conference in Monrovia Sunday, Sheikh Sumar Woro appealed to Muslims to pray for peace in Liberia and its peace they prepare and its people as they prepare for presidential and legislative elections. A 3-day conference organized by the National Council of Chiefs and Elders of Liberia has ended in Kakata, Maigibi County, with the adoption of a number of resolutions aimed at sustaining the peace in the country. The conference, which was organized in collaboration with the Liberia Crusaders for Peace and the National Governing Council of Liberia, resolved, among other things, to form a united front in order to maintain peace in Liberia. According to Ambassador Julie Endy, the conference also recommended to the Liberian government and international partners all matters relating to the elections be handled in accordance with the legal procedure. The government of Liberia, in partnership with the World Bank and the French Development Agency, has launched a $50 million project, including 2 groundbreaking parallel projects over the weekend in Monrovia. the Liberia Urban Resilience Project, and the Monrovia Integrated Development Project are two parallel projects led by the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Public Works and financed by the World Bank and the French Agency for International Development. The projects, the Liberia Urban Resilience Project and the Monrovia Integrated Development Project, shared a common objective of increasing flood resilience and improving access to urban infrastructure in selected neighborhoods, while enhancing urban management in Liberia. Public Works Minister Ruth Coker explained. For his part, World Bank Country Representative Mr. Mark Kippart Molba assured his entity's continued support to the government of Liberia and its people while revealing that the project's focus is primarily on Greater Monrovia and its environs, a region burdened with urban management challenges and vulnerable to flooding due to its rapid post-war population growth and its status as one of the wettest capitals in Africa. Meanwhile, representing the Liberia government was Liberia's Finance and Development Planning Minister Samuel Twe. Minister Twe thanked the partners and said that the projects demonstrate the government's commitment to inclusive growth, sustainable urban management, and climate resilience in line with the government's pro-poor agenda for development and prosperity. For the first time in post-war Liberia, the GFK Medical Center is offering retinal surgery thanks to Dr. Subhadra Jalali, the Indian surgeon at JFK Hospital, who has come in the country to offer the service. Retinal is the invisible part of the eye positioned at the back of the eye lenses. Speaking on the service of retinal eye surgery at the JFK Medical Center, the Indian surgeon Dr. Subhadra Jalali expressed her delight about the reception at the JFK. She spoke to a team of reporters over the weekend. Presidential Affairs Minister Wisse Blamo has assured residents of Gold Camp, Gulakonen District, Greater Kipman County of government stance on the absence of clinic and the unavailability of teachers at the only elementary school despite the operation of Bear Mountain in the area. He said the complaint of the people of Gold Camp in the areas of health and education will be taken seriously because the government was not aware of these prevailing situations there. Minister Blamo was speaking during a visit to the Mutacha Women Association in Gold Camp, Gulakonen District, Grand Cape County, during the weekend. The Ministry of Agriculture, with support from the Food and Agriculture Organization in the European Union, has officially launched the National Agricultural Extension and Advisory Service Policy in the country. The policy, which is aimed at linking extension and research to farmers for sustainable agriculture, food security, and nutrition, was launched at a well-attended ceremony held at a local hotel in Habel, Mangibi County during the weekend. Speaking at the launching ceremony, Agriculture Minister Jenny Cooper said the Agriculture Ministry cannot succeed in the absence of research and extension. A former representative of Mangibi County has officially accepted a petition to contest the senatorial seat in the country during the October presidential and legislative elections. Speaking when he was petitioned by residents of District 5, Mangibi County, at the Wiala soccer pitch during the weekend, Bala Zizi said he will endeavor to construct another college for students in the upper part of the county. Mr. Zizi also assured the residents of Wiala and its surroundings of the construction of more high schools in order to reduce the long distances some of the students undertake in order to attend classes. The Ministry of Labor, in collaboration with the International Labour Organization Liberia's office, has concluded a second round of massive dissemination and awareness campaign on the newly revised HIV and AIDS workplace policy for Liberia. Speaking at separate occasions at the end of the campaign in Ganta City, Nema County, and Rappersport, Grand Cape County, the ILO County Coordinator for Liberia, Salif Haji Masaleh, said that the campaign is the second in a series of awareness campaigns that began in 2022 following the adoption of the newly revised HIV and AIDS workplace policy for Liberia. That's Spoon News Summary. Lorena Honorary, good morning.
New, urban, ethical, authentic, sports, entertainment, something for the old, something for the new, something for everybody in between. We leave nothing untouched. We are Spoon 10.